welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Kee. We are live again for another massive game in the UEFA Under 21 Championships. Looking forward to this one. Really looking forward to this. Been thinking about this one all week. England against the Netherlands. I really don't know what to make of it. I think the Dutch have just got the edge on us. I've got to say. I think the Dutch have just got the edge on us. But there's some big team news in. We'll be going through that very shortly. Really looking forward to seeing exactly how both teams line up. I think it's going to be so difficult for England to go all the way again in this tournament. We have got some talented players, of course we have. And look, we proved that against Spain, didn't we? We proved it against the Spanish in the last round in the quarter-final. But can England make it to that final in Bratislava is it Saturday night? I think it's Saturday night, isn't it? England play in the final, potentially, if they reach it. But yes, listen, I want to hear from you. I want to get your predictions. I want to get your thoughts on the lineup. I want to get your thoughts on a lot of other things that have happened in the last 24 hours since we last spoke. Bryan Mbeumo, very close to signing for Manchester United. Liverpool apparently making inroads on a deal for Victor Gyökeres. I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure about that. And various other bits of news. I mean, Everton very close to signing their first player of the summer, Kenny Tete. And then Fulham have offered him a new deal, and it looks like maybe his agent was trying to wind Everton up a little bit, because now he might be staying at Fulham. All sorts of news from across the football world, which we'll be talking about, of course, throughout the duration of this live. I want to get your thoughts, and get involved in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking. I can see the comments already coming in. That's great. But before we get started, as always, a massive thank you to our sponsors, Match Bingo. Match Bingo continuing to sponsor every Premier League Dad live, and a big thank you to them. If you've not checked out Match Bingo, then go and do it. Go and have a look at them. They're absolutely brilliant. It's a brilliant, genius, innovative new app that combines all the fun and excitement of a bit of, well, a gamble on the football. If you like it, if you like a bet on the football, right, then Match Bingo is probably worth a look for you. If you don't like a bet on the football, stay away. It's not your thing. That's absolutely fine too. But if you do like a bet on the football, Match Bingo is definitely worth a look. It combines all the fun and excitement of a bet on the footy with all the fun and excitement of a game of bingo. And if you go and click the link in my description, you can download the app via our special Premier League Dad link. And if you deposit £5, you get £10 free. Can't say fairer than that. Deposit £5, get £10 free. You can buy a bingo card for tonight's game. I've got mine. I'll tell you about. I'll talk it through here. You can go and get a bingo card for tonight's game for the England Under-21s against Netherlands Under-21s, and let me know how you get on in it. Let me know if you get any wins. Let me know if you win any money. You can buy a bingo card for as little as £2 or £3, I think it is, for this game. And once you buy a bingo card, it will give you 15 random events that can take place during the game, and they're usually things like throw-in to England or free kick to England Under-21s, corner to the Netherlands, free kick to the Netherlands, whatever it might be. It'll be different things that can happen during the game. And as those things happen, they are marked off on your bingo card. You'll see them on the app, on the Match Bingo app. You'll see them marked off, right? And as you get a line, you win money. As you get 2 lines, you win money. And as you get a full house, you win money. You can win up to £300, I think, per bingo card, even more than that in some cases. And it's an absolutely brilliant app. Go and check it out. Go and have a look and let me know what you're thinking on, mate. Right, sorry, I've just seen the comment there and I've half spliced what I said with the comment on the screen. It didn't make a lot of sense. Let me know what you're thinking about Match Bingo. Anyway, with that said, let's get stuck into the lineups. We'll go through all that shortly. 1 second. We'll go through all that in just 1 second. Lineups. Let's get them on screen. Yeah, very intrigued to see exactly what we think. Gamers Gang Esports, I think it'll go to penalties. Yeah, mate, I think it might do too, you know. I think it might do too. What score am I saying? Score I am saying is, I think 2-1 to the Netherlands, you know. I think 2-1 the Dutch. 2-1 to the Dutch, that's what I'm saying. Let me know what you're thinking, but I think Netherlands beat us, sorry. I'm hoping not. I'm saying that even though I have actually backed I have actually backed England to win. I've backed England to win. I've backed England on my slip, but I am saying that I think the Netherlands will win. Yeah. So that's what I'm going with. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm way off it. ZQXV, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Good to have you back in the chat. Scott, you're thinking 2-1 England. Okay. Nice. Let's see what we get. Right, well, let's go through the teams. I should I put them up on screen? Nah, we won't put them on screen. We'll go through them. We'll talk through them. So, Euro under 21s, England. Obviously, we've got Germany against France tonight, by the way. We're live for Germany against France straight after this one. So we've got England against the Netherlands first, then Germany against France tonight. We're going to find out by the end of tonight. We're going to know what that Euro under 21 final is. Is it going to be England against Germany, England against the old enemy? Is it going to be Netherlands against France? We don't know. It feels like there's a lot of different old rivalries that could be reignited. Netherlands and Germany, of course, is always that's a famous old football rivalry. The Germans and the Dutch, they do not get along. So, yeah, Germany against Netherlands would be a really interesting one in the final. But I guess we'll see. Right, let's talk through the lineups. England's under 21s is as follows. Beadle in goal, Livramento on the right, Cresswell and Kwanzaa in the middle, and Hinchelwood on the left. McAtee, Hutchinson and Anderson in midfield. That's not right. It's going to be Hutchinson on the left. Right, okay, never mind. It's going to be Anderson, Scott and Elliott in midfield. And then it's going to be McAtee, Stansfield and Hutchinson up front. These don't have a clue, these. Whoever are putting these flash scores and live scores, they don't have a clue what the lineups are. There's no way that's what the lineups would be. For the Netherlands, it's Rufs in goal, Maatsen left back, Hato, Vandenberg and Casanguiro at right back, Milambo, Valente, Flamingo in midfield, and then a front three of Manhoef, Van Bergen and Ernest Poku up front. Lots of very talented players in that Dutch side. You've also got on the bench the likes of Bjorn Meyer from Club Brugge, Ohio, Regia, Salah-Ad-Din, of course, as well. For England, you've got Wanyuri, we've got Rowe, we've got Hackney, Archie Gray, Egan Riley. Lots and lots of talented young players involved in this one. So I want to think about, I want to have a chat about exactly what we think predictions-wise on this one. Scott Grice thinks 2-1 England. Gamers Gang, England wins, mate. Gamers Gang, let's discuss about your jersey collection. Well, mate, I've got a lot. I've got a lot behind me, and I've got a lot more around me. I've probably got about 100 dotted around, and I have decided that what I'm going to do is get most of them given away. I'll give them away. I'm not going to be selling them. I'll just give them away to people on the channel if they want them. So yeah, I'll probably be doing giveaways throughout next season at different points if people want. We'll do random, maybe weekly or monthly. We'll probably do a monthly giveaway or something like that. And you can win one of the shirts that we've got. Or I'll buy you a shirt of your choice. I'm not bothered. We'll buy shirts. I am Kroot. Does anyone else think 11 million for Norgard is a bargain? It's a bargain for a team that's not trying to win the title, mate. You can't win. You're not going to win the title by signing Norgard. You're not going to win the title by signing a 31-year-old, midfielder from Brentford. I'm sorry, that's just not a good idea for Arsenal. Ginge, I've got Everton being deducted 37 points. That's the score for tonight. Well, we can only hope. Jihadi, did you cry when Trent left? I did, mate. Yeah, I was absolutely gutted. Broke my heart. Scott Grice, I rate England versus Germany. What do you think for the game tonight? For the final? Possibly. Yeah. I am Kroot as a Liverpool fan. Sesko and Norgard do not worry me as signings. No, yeah, not at all. They don't. To be honest, Zubimendi, Norgard, Sesko, even Rodrigo. If that's what Arsenal end up with by the end of the summer, I'll be absolutely fine with that. No problem. Manchester City, on the other hand, I think could give us a bit of a game, but could give us a bit of a challenge, but not Arsenal at the minute. Rocks, do you buy shirts off people? Yeah, I buy shirts off people. Yeah, but I'm not. This isn't like a trading channel or anything like that. I'm not looking for shirts, but I if I'm in the market for a specific one, then yeah, probably would. Xenophon, CPFC. What about CPFC? I'm Crute. It'll be Liverpool and City. I think next season Arsenal have missed their chance, much like Spurs. I think Spurs will be the most improved side next season. Yeah, I think Spurs are definitely going to be the most improved side next season. Looking forward to Spurs under Thomas Frank. They're a very, very good option for maybe top 6 next season. Or 6th. They're not like top 6, but 6th. I think they could break into the top 6. Kingsloth, has Arsenal gone for Norgard? Getting scared now. Rox, what do you rate the Italian national team? I think they're better than many people give them credit for. I think if you've got Retegui and Moise Kean up front, that's a dangerous front two. They're not. I don't think they're in any danger of winning the World Cup, but they've got some talent coming through. As we saw the other night, we did Germany against Italy. 9-men Italy did very, very well against the under-21s, and they were really, really unlucky in the end to go out. But yeah, Nonto was great. Obviously, Colosio on the left, he was brilliant. The lad who's just signed for Brighton, Coppola, fantastic centre back, did really well. I'm Crute. Norgard as an option isn't a bad signing, but not for a title-winning team. He's a quality player, but not for Arsenal. I think it's one of them, mate. It's where if Arsenal are looking for a player or several players who are going to help them bridge that gap, and they're in third, they're in second, whatever it might be, they're trying to bridge the gap to first. Christian Norgards and Zubamendi's aren't going to do that. They're just not going to do that. They are not going to do that. The Scrum Down Live. Hey up, Key. England to win this 2-0. McCarthy and Elliott with the goals. Nice. Yeah, I think so too, man. Well, I don't actually. I think Netherlands are going to win it. Edward. Yo, how's it going, Edward? Been in the sun all day. Nice. Charlie, thoughts on Norgard? I think it's an odd signing for Arsenal. That, given the losing Party, replacing Party with Norgard, I think isn't a particularly smart decision. Yeah, I think it's a particularly smart decision. I am Crute. If Nunes leaves, who do you think Liverpool will get? I personally think Ekatike. I think Isak, mate. I think Isak's very much on. Very, very much on. Got him bird in mind. Jorginho's gone too, so they do need players in that position. Well, I mean, do they? How often did Jorginho play last season? He was only ever really off the bench occasionally. I don't think Jorginho played anywhere near as much as he should have done. Certainly not enough to justify going out and buying Christian Norgard, who, by the way, played like game in, game out, didn't he, for Brentford? So I'm kind of puzzled as to why Brentford would sell him and why he would want to leave if he's not going to play regularly. Like, if you're Christian Norgard, you've come up with Brentford all through the years, haven't you? You've played really, really well. You've been a regular for them. And as you've got older throughout your career, players at this stage of their career want to play more, not less. You don't want to be sat on the bench in your 30s. You want to be playing. You want to be playing regularly so that you can get the most out of your career because you're retired before long. So this is the time where players start to enjoy the footy. I don't think Christian Norgard will want to go to Arsenal if he's only going to be playing 10 to 15 games a season. That doesn't suit him. Not when he's starting so much the season before. Ollie, how's it going? Good to see you, man. I still think Brentford would get 20 to 25 million for him. Not sure about 20 to 25, mind, but I think they could do okay. Kingsloth think Arsenal's owners' ranch expansion has gone over budget, so cheap signings for them. They seem to think that Zubamendi is like an absolute worldy game changer for him. But I think, as good as a player as Zubamendi can be, he also finished 12th with Real Sociedad last season. He's been on record as saying that he'd find it very difficult to live outside of Spain. So we don't know how he's going to adapt. And I also think that they're losing a lot of energy and legs in the midfield with Thomas Partey going. So how does that then work with Zubamendi? Zubamendi's not an energetic midfielder. He's not someone who gets up and down the pitch. He's not Thomas Partey. He's also not a particularly physical midfielder. He's quite diminutive. He's a good passer. He can knock the ball around. He picks up some good positions. He can press well. But I don't think that Arsenal need that sort of a midfielder. I'm really surprised. Proud to be posh 133. Who are you supporting today? I'm not really supporting anyone, mate. I'm just watching the footy. I'm watching England under-21s against Netherlands under-21s. So I think the Dutch will beat us. I think the Dutch will win. FM No Casual's got England, Rosenborg, and Viking. Oh yeah, it's in the Norwegian Cup, isn't it, today? Norwegian Cup. I've got Viking, and I've got Rosenborg, and I've also got Lillestrøm against KFUM. That's the Norwegian Cup, isn't it, as well? Yeah. I am Kroot. Does Arteta last the season? I genuinely don't think he does. Yeah, I do. Just because Arsenal's owners won't get rid of him. They're not while they're in the Champions League. They're not in any mad rush. They're fine with him. King Sloth, he was invisible when we played them. Yeah, well, yeah. I think Arsenal fans are solely remembering that Euros final when he came on for Rodri and was class. No, he's a good player. He is a good player. I'm not knocking that. I think it's kind of like, replacing one midfielder of a very specific skill set with another midfielder who's, is good, but is of a completely different skill set. It feels a bit odd. Like, I don't know. Like, if you look at, say, Moish Caicedo at Chelsea, as good a player as he is, if Chelsea were to sell him and then go out and buy someone like Odegaard, you would be like, it's an odd move. It's an odd move, that. Connor, you're welcome for the one. Oh, cheers, Connor. Thank you, mate. I really. It shows up on here, Connor, but I can't really see it. It doesn't show up on this phone here, where I can't really see who's liking. I can see there's likes. I don't know who's liking it. So I appreciate that, mate. I really, really do. Massive, massive thank you for that, Connor. Reece Leon being relegated was not on my 2025 bingo card. I'd love to see your 2025 bingo card. Let me know what else you've got on there. Gamers Gang Esports, who should Liverpool sign up to replace Nunes? Isaac or Alvarez, that's it. That's all I'm interested in. The Scrum Down Live, thoughts on Rashford to Barca? He doesn't go to Barca, not now, mate. Barca have just signed Rooney Bardghji from Copenhagen. They've no need for a wide player now. They've got Bardghji, they've got Dembele. Why do I say Dembele? I'm still thinking he's at Barca. They've got Bardghji, they've got Rafinha, they've got Yamal, they've got Nico Williams joining as well. They don't need a wide player. They don't need him at all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am Kroot. If they'd have pinned Partey down to another year or two and got Zubamendi in, I'd be more worried. The thing is, that would be a very, very stable midfield three, wouldn't it? Rice, Zubamendi, Partey. And then that would mean that Rice would play further forward, wouldn't it? That would make sense. That would be a good midfield three. Now, if you've got Rice, Zubamendi, Odegaard's still further forward, it means Rice is going to be sacrificed playing further back. That's not where you get the best out of him. I don't think that's the right setup for Arsenal. No balance. Exactly, you called it, mate. Absolutely right. Exactly that. King Sloth isn't Arteta on 15 mil a year as well. Oh, he's not on a small bit of money. He's okay, but 15 mil a year. I just think that the Arsenal board will look at it and go, as long as we're getting the Champions League, we're fine with that. We're okay with that. We don't need them to be winning the title or whatever. We're fine with that as it is. Reece, Arsenal winning the quadruple is on there. I am Kroot. They wanted Diaz as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they wanted Barcelona were looking at a lot of midfielders, a lot of wide players. Obviously, Diaz, Rashford was in the list of players they were looking at. Looks like they've gone with Nico Williams. They've gone and got Rooney Bardghji as well to add to Yamal, to add to Rafinha. They don't need any more now. 4 for 2 positions is more than enough. ZQXV, King Sloth, you're forgetting Rashford thinks he plays better as a 9. I'll be a great Man United manager too. I was going to say, Mourinho very clearly said you're not a number 9, didn't he? He was very, very clear about that. ZQXV, I think we win another tournament this season. Who? Newcastle? You think Newcastle win another tournament? I don't know, mate. I think you'll really struggle. I think you'll really struggle with the extra games. Newcastle had nothing to worry about last season. You played once a week, twice a week. That was it. as soon as you go up to playing three times a week, oh, it kills teams. It absolutely kills teams, especially teams who haven't got a massive squad. Newcastle's squad is quite threadbare, especially when you look beyond that midfield three. Like, as good as that midfield three is, you look at the likes of, Tonali, Joe Linton, and Bruno. As soon as you drop them out, or one of them drops out, you're looking at Longstaff. You're looking at Lewis Miley. Like, Lewis Miley's a good young player, but he's not world class, is he? So the drop off is quite big, and I think that's what's going to cause him to have an issue. Yeah, that's what's going to cause him to have an issue. I am Crew. Do you worry that quite a few Liverpool players coming in will change our style a bit too much? Well, do you know what? Arne Slot, I think was it in his first year at Feyenoord? I think when he arrived at the club, 14 players left. 14 players from the team that, I'm sure he said they'd just won the league, or they'd just finished. Either way, 14 players had left, and he arrived at the club and he won the league that season. So he's someone of all managers around the world. Arne Slot has got very, very good sort of acute knowledge of transformation and squad transformation and overhauls and dealing with lots of outs and lots of ins in a short space of time. He's done that before and had success with it. I think we've got to back him, haven't we? I'm not massively concerned about, big areas of the squad falling away, because I think we're replacing them adequately. We're going out and getting, obviously, if Tsimikas goes or Robertson goes, we've got Kirkes. Obviously, Trent's gone, and that's a downgrade. Frimpong coming in, but we've sold Kwanzaa. We might end up. Looks like we're gonna get Gay in. We've sold Kelleher. We've got Mamadashvili in. It looks like maybe Diaz will go, or maybe even Gakpo. I don't know. One of them will go, and we've got Wirtz in. I think Darwin Núñez will go, and if I'm dead honest, I think we might get Isak or Alvarez in. So there's some players there where I think we're upgrading every single area, every single position, and I'm not overly worried just yet. Not overly worried. J Star Trading, I predict we will finish mid-table if we're lucky. Who do you support, Jay? I am Crute. I think I'd rather lose Jota than Núñez as well this summer, personally. The club seems set on Núñez. Yeah, I'd be gutted if we sold Núñez. I'd be really gutted if we sold Núñez. He got 48 goals and assists in 61 games for Benfica. That's Gyökeres form. And if we're talking about selling Núñez to replace him with Gyökeres, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Gamers Gang Esports, I was thinking about Wissa to Liverpool. Now, Wissa's a very good player. I'm not sure he's Liverpool quality, but he's a very good player. Edward, Key, with the signings we have made out of 10, what chances do you give us winning a treble or quadruple or a double? I mean, I think, you'd have to put Liverpool as favourites to win pretty much. I mean, maybe not favourites, but we'll be in one of the top two favourites for every. We're the favourites for the Prem. Undoubtedly, we'll probably be the favourites for the FA Cup and the League Cup too. The Champions League, maybe it'll be between us and PSG and maybe Barcelona, but you look at, we'll be in the top 3 or 4 for that as well. So yeah, I mean, look, we've got a chance. Definitely a chance. MZR, I thought Zubamendi does the dirty work with Declan hoovering plays and Odegaard slightly in front. I mean, Zubamendi doing the dirty work, that's quite a. I mean, he's not a particularly physical player, mate. He's good at pressing. He can win the ball back in terms of like the foot-in stuff, but he's not Thomas Partey. I mean, Thomas Partey was very, very good for Arsenal last season. Zubamendi's not him. He ain't going to win the physical stuff. He's not big, he's not tall, he's not strong. He's not, pacey in any way, shape or form. He's good on the ball. He can be a bit of a metronome sort of thing, at that maybe in a number 6 position. But I think Rice would be better playing further forward. And if you had Zubamendi, Partey and Rice in there, that would be a better midfield 3. That would be a far more balanced midfield 3 than Rice, Zubamendi, Odegaard. And I mean, we saw last season, Odegaard didn't have a very good season at all. Joseph Vickers, good to see you, man. How are you doing? I am very, very good, mate. Yeah, really, really good. What do you think to the news today about Kenny Tete? Kenny Tete and Everton. J-Star Trading, do you think when he gets home he plays Football Manager? Ooh. Oh, you're a West Ham fan. Nice. Shani Maldini, what game are you watching today? We're watching England under-21s against Netherlands under-21s, mate. Yeah. Reece, Christian Norgard will be a good player for Arsenal. I think, mate, he's all right. He's all right. I'm not sure he's like, the guy who lifts you to the title or anything like that. Copper, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. You also watched Under-19 Netherlands. Yes, we did. We watched Under-19 Netherlands against Romania the other day. That was a really good game. Netherlands, I think, are favourites for that competition now. I'm looking forward to the final in a couple of days' time. So, yes, we'll be watching the Under-19s final, Netherlands against Spain, to see who wins that one. And maybe Netherlands can do the double. Maybe they can win the Under-21s and the Under-19s. And then wouldn't Liverpool be in a fantastic position where the Under-19s and the Under-21s have been won by the Netherlands, and Liverpool's basically entire coaching staff and a lot of our first team squad are Dutch. Liverpool would be becoming Dutch at just the right time. Copper, Kee Smith is our gem for the future, mate. Yeah, Copper, honestly, Kee Smith, we talked about quite a lot. I thought Tygo Land had a very good game as well. Ufkir as well on the right-hand side was very, very good. There's a lot of players in that side. To be honest, I'm not sure about Venegora Hesselink, but I'd like someone in the Prem to sign him just for the name. Because I remember his dad, Jan Venegora Hesselink, back in the day. So it'd be cool to get Lucas Venegora Hesselink into the Prem. Gamers, Gang Esport, tell me about Kota Takai to Spurs. I don't know an awful lot about Kota Takai, other than that he's a well thought of young Japanese centre-back. That's about it. That's all I know. Jake Gadney, do you think City will win the Prem? Or do you think you or City will win the Prem? I don't know, mate. Right now, it's a flip of a coin. I think City will get more in. I think Liverpool will get more in. But I do think it is just between Liverpool and City. I can't see Arsenal doing it this year. I can't see anyone else. Chelsea's another name people keep throwing out there. Chelsea and Arsenal aren't anywhere near City and Liverpool at the moment. I am Cruz. Who do you think will be the best signing this season? Think it'll be between Wirtz and Cherky? No, not at all. I don't think Wirtz or Cherky. Joe, whereabouts in Wales are you from, mate? I'm nowhere near Wales. Nowhere near Wales. Between Wirtz and Cherky. No, I think the signing of the season thus far. Ooh, that's a good question. It's a good question. Signing of the season thus far. Let me have a think about that one. I'll come back to you on that one. I am Crute. I reckon West Ham are a genuine shout to go down. West Ham, I think, are an outside chance. I think Everton, though. Honestly, I keep going back to Everton. Everton are incredibly in a very dangerous position at the minute with how many players have left the club in such a short space of time. They've lost 11 players. 11 players have left the club. And if you lose 11 players from a squad of 23, how do you replace those? Let's say each player costs 15 million minimum to replace. That's 150, 160, 170 million before you've even started to think about, right, well, we actually need to sign the right players that improve the squad. Everton have been floating around the drain, circling the drain down the bottom for a number of years now. They did well last season towards the end when Moyes came in, but I think Everton are one to think about. Definitely Everton, Wolves, West Ham. If an established Premier League team is to go down, I think it'll be one of them three. Everton, Wolves, West Ham, maybe Brentford too. It'll be one of them. Yeah, that's my take. I am Crute. I can't see it with Everton. Moyes has done class. I can see a European push. A European push? No. Mate, they've lost. Literally go through the players they've lost. They've lost Begovic, obviously backup goalkeeper. They've lost Ashley Young and Seamus Coleman, right? They've lost Michael Keane, third choice centre-back. You go into the midfield, they've lost Idrissa Gana Gueye. They've lost Decore. Decore's gone. They've lost Jack Harrison, Jesper Lindstrom. Jack Harrison, Jesper Lindstrom. Oral Mangala as well in midfield. They've also lost Breuer, the centre-forward, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's 11 players out of your squad for absolutely no money. They don't get any transfer money coming in. Just nothing. Just gone. Those players have left the club for free. That's so difficult to replace. So difficult to replace. J-Star Trading. Moyes is great. He will keep them up. Mate, he needs to get players in. They've tried to, and this is how skint Everton are. They're trying to sign Kenny Tete on a free from Fulham just to try and bulk the squad up. And it looks like he's going to reject him. It looks like he's going to stay at Fulham from all the news reports that have come out this morning. I just think it's a really difficult thing for Everton. It's going to be a really difficult season. Brandon, Ike Nori is one to watch at City, quality player. He's a good player, he just can't really defend. PNC, do you see Spurs signing Eze? Anyone else? Eze to Spurs. That wouldn't be a bad signing. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad signing, but I don't think that's the area that Spurs need most improvement on. I actually think Spurs need a centre forward. I know they've just signed Solanke and they've just signed Tell, but you need better. You need better than that. I think if I was Thomas Frank, I'd be looking to move on Richarlison and move on Brennan Johnson. I'd move a couple of players on in that front three who just don't quite cut the mustard and try and go and get, someone really genuine top quality. Jake, evening all, good to see you, mate. Unknown, do you remember me? Vaguely, yeah. Vaguely, good to see you back in the chat, mate. Aston King, who wins today? I think it's going to be Netherlands. I think Netherlands under 21s just take it. Yeah, there's some good players in the England side, but I do think the Netherlands win it. Toby, who's the best Premier League defender, midfielder and attacker for you? I think it is Van Dijk, Rice and Haaland. Yeah, Van Dijk, Rice and Haaland. Or Van Dijk, Rice and Salah. Van Dijk, Rice and Salah. Yeah. I am Kroot. I could have seen Norgard at Spurs. Knows Frank's system and would have slotted in well. The thing is, Spurs are overwhelmed with midfielders. They've got Bentancur, they've got Sarr, they've got Bissouma, they've got Bergvall, they've got lots of play. Archie Gray's a midfielder. They don't need any more centre mids, to be honest. Spurs. Arsenal are the kind of, it feels like they've lost Jorginho, they've lost Thomas Partey. Odegaard doesn't really seem like he's bang on it anymore. Rice is fantastic, he's phenomenal, but he needs the right framework around him. I just don't think Norgard coming in and Zubamendi coming in, I don't think either of them really take Arsenal to the next level. It doesn't concern me anyway as a Liverpool fan. I don't think that's something I'm looking at and going, that's a dangerous signing for Arsenal. JDocs11, England will batter him today. J-Star Trading, it'll be interesting to see how Frank does at Spurs. I think he does really well. I do think they should have kept hold of Ange. I do think Ange should have stayed, but now they did sack him. Thomas Frank's a very good manager and he'll come in and do well. I am Kroot. Sarr, Bentancur and Norgard is a decent midfield. It's a decent midfield if you don't plan on doing any attacking. Norgard is a very, very sit, deep, hold your position. Sarr, he's got the legs, but he's far more defensive. And Bentancur, he can knock the ball around, but he hasn't really got the legs to get up and down the pitch. User not found. We don't need any more midfielders. Are you a Spurs fan? User not found. Gamers Gang. Sesko to Arsenal. What do you think? Sesko to Arsenal would be an interesting move. I'm not sure that Sesko to Arsenal again carries them to the league. I think that's kind of the message that Arsenal fans are saying as well, isn't it? He's a good player. He's one that maybe in 2 years you could look at and think, wow, not a bad little signing that. But for the most part, he's not going to come in and immediately carry Arsenal to the title, is he? He's not going to carry Arsenal to the title. That's going to be the big challenge, is finding players that are the difference makers for Arsenal. Right, I'm just putting a poll on YouTube, so let me know what you think in the chat. Let me know on the comments. Go and vote. If you're on TikTok, go and vote. Go to YouTube and you can vote in the poll. Let me know what you're thinking. It'll be added up, and you can let me know exactly what you're thinking. Right. Daniel, Arsenal win the league with Norgard. Really? 31? Brentford? He's the guy that makes Arsenal win the league? I'm not sure. Oh, you are? Yes, you are. You're a Spurs fan. Nice, okay. J-Doc's predictions for City Juve. I think 2-0 City. 2-0 City. 2-0 City. I don't know, you know. To be honest, I don't know. Are we actually live for that one? Is it tonight, that? Is it tonight, Juve and City? Because I think if it is, we're not live for it. We're live for Germany, aren't we? What games are on tonight? No, it's tomorrow, isn't it? Is it tomorrow, Juve? Yeah, tomorrow. So yeah, we're not live tomorrow for Juve and City. We're going to be watching the Under-19s Championship final, Spain against the Netherlands. That is where it's at. We're going to be watching that. We'll probably catch the second half of Juve and City, but we're not doing. You know, I'm going to be focusing on Spain against the Netherlands because that's what we've done all for the last couple of weeks. It's been unbelievable, so we're going to stick with that. Copper, under-19 defender. Netherlands, I think under-21. I don't know for sure. Oh, under-19's definitely Netherlands. Right, okay. But under-21s, you don't know for sure. Yeah, under-21s is going to be tough. Serial edits. You would be a perfect recruit for my company. Cheers, man. J-Star Trading, Pogba to Monaco. What do we think of that? I mean, it's just mad to see him back playing football, I guess. Logan Dowie 78, horrible prediction, Juve will score. Juve have actually scored quite a lot, haven't they, in these last few Club World Cup games. Mohit Chowdhury, how's it going, Mohit? Who do you think will win this match? I think the Netherlands, mate. Yeah, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I have backed England to go through. I've backed England to qualify. I've put a bet on England to qualify, but I do think the Netherlands will win it in my deepest, darkest fears, in my heart of hearts. Daniel, Arteta will unlock Norgard's potential and dispel the need for a striker. Yeah, he's a centre-forward at heart, isn't he, Norgard? He's a centre-forward at heart, definitely. One second. Lisha, I'll also be able to do polls on here too. Oh, sorry, you've been in streams a while. Can I be a moderator, please? On here, I don't know how to make people moderators on here. I've tried to make a couple of people moderators on here, but I can't do it. I think I have to do it on there, so I'd have to do it after the live. I've still not entirely figured out how to do it, to be honest. Right now, mate, I don't massively need, because I mean, there's 17 people in the chat on TikTok. When it gets to like thousands of people, we've had thousands in some nights. So I don't mind doing it. On YouTube, it is getting busier. It is getting a little bit busier on YouTube. So maybe in time we will need more mods and things like that. Well, I say more mods. I haven't got a mod. We might need mods. We might need mods in future. So yeah, absolutely. When the time comes, I'll look at it. We'll talk. It's fine. We'll talk. But right now, I don't really need any mods. But yeah, in time, I'm sure we'll look at it. Bill Bowden, City have never beat Juventus. How often have they actually played them? J-Star Trading didn't realise they relegated Lyon yesterday. Well, they haven't technically yet. There's still an appeal to be coming. There's still an appeal that'll happen. And when that appeal happens, I actually think they'll get... I think they'll get turned... It'll get turned over. Lyon will still be in Ligue 1 next year. I am almost certain of it. Copper, what do you think about the Barcelona signings? I think Laporta cooked with the signings. What, he's only signed 2 though, hasn't he? He's only signed Nico Williams and Bardghji. Unless I've missed someone. Is it just them 2? Ostermorg would be good to watch Hato today. Wonder how he gets on. Yes, Hato will be an interesting one. Obviously, Arsenal really looking at him. Liverpool apparently looking at Hato as well, so we'll see. Andrew Wilson, why is Kirkes taking so long? I mean, I wouldn't get overly worried about it, mate. It's done. It is done and dusted. Kirkes is a Liverpool player. J-Docs, I've gone all the way from Manchester to America for this. It's such a flop, not going to lie. Dane Scarlett, nice to see you, man. Professional footballer. No way you're the real Dane Scarlett. I don't believe you're the real Dane Scarlett, mate. No way, because if you were the real Dane Scarlett, I've won some things with you on FIFA. And good luck if you are the real Dane Scarlett, because you're an absolutely fantastic young player. I am Croots. Do any of the 3 promoted teams stay up? I think Leeds and Sunderland have a chance. Yes, I do think the 3 promoted teams have a chance. To be honest, I think at least one of them stays up. For some reason, I've just felt like Burnley are the one that will. I love Sunderland. Like, if I could pick one to stay up, it'd be Sunderland. But I think that it's going to be Burnley. I don't know why. I think it's going to be Burnley. Copper. Oh, yes, Ran Garcia. Yes, Ran Garcia's a decent signing as well. Yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad signings. Whether or not they are, like, transformative, I think Barca need midfielders. Like, I'm surprised that 2 of the 3 signings you've made have been in wide areas when Yamal and Rafinha had such fantastic seasons. Like, if you'd have said to me before the transfer window, which of the 2 areas of the pitch, or which of the area of the pitch do you think Barcelona need least supporting? I'd have said left wing, right wing. Like, you don't need either of them. You probably need a centre-forward. You probably need some midfielders. I think you need 1 or 2 midfielders, definitely. Maybe a centre-back as well. And that's it. And you've gone out and you've got a goalkeeper, whereas to be honest, I thought ter Stegen was good enough. Garcia's a good keeper, but I think ter Stegen was good enough. 3-star Reds, another week of Europa League saga. Drogheda out, Palace in. Textor sells Palace in Europa, but not keen on new owner. Leon relegated, Palace in Europa if Textor's sale meets UEFA requirements. I think it will be. I think Palace will be in the Europa League. I think Leon will be in Ligue 1 next season. I think on appeal it'll all get turned over. 1 second, Bill. We've done that one. Got any Tottenham shirts? Haven't yet. No, I haven't got any Tottenham shirts. No. I'd quite like, if I was going to have a Tottenham shirt, I'd quite like one of the old ones from back in the day. The old Hewlett-Packard. You know, the old Hewlett-Packard shirts would be great. Briley Stephen Lee, do you play GTA? I have played GTA, but I haven't played GTA in a while. Maybe a year or so. BM Karen, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Joe, good to see you. Caleb, what channel is it on? It's on Channel 4. You can watch it on Channel 4, mate. Jake Galatasaray just got Leroy Sané on a free. Great signing for them. He's shocking. He's absolutely shocking, Leroy Sané. Watched him last night for Bayern. He was absolutely shite. JGK, got any Toon shirts? I have got a Newcastle shirt, yes. That might be one of the ones that I have to put up behind here, because I've got an ongoing agreement maybe with Daniel, don't touch a Tottenham shirt, they're contagious. I've got an ongoing agreement with a Newcastle fan on here that if we pinch Isaac off you, then I'll have to put a Newcastle shirt behind there. So yeah, I've got maybe 100 shirts, and I'm recycling all these ones for the new season. So yeah, I'll change them all round at some point. Daniel, Arsenal completing all necessary transfer business in a window. Challenge impossible. It's bad, innit? It's really bad. Do you have any Villa? I have, yes. I have got a Villa shirt. I've got one from about 2006, I think, thereabouts. Jake, have Barca turned their finances around, or are they still skint? It's so hard to follow. I don't think they're skint, but they're probably not, like, Brucey bonused either. Joe, have you got any Dagenham and Redbridge shirts? It's just behind my Rushden Diamond shirts, mate. Claydon, has the match started yet? 5 o'clock, mate. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Pedri Lover, imagine the official Premier League account commented, "Hi, Dad." I mean, if they called me Dad, that'd be creepy. Very, very creepy. JJ 2010, what time's the match start? It's 5. I am Crew Tornstein just tweeted that Norgard agreement is being finalised. Jake, you promised me a Toon top. You said if Toon get Champions League, and they did, always backtracking. Right, well, like I said, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. JGK, Isaac is staying at the Toon. Heard it from his dog walker. Clayton, thank you for that, mate. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Lisha, I can gift you a couple of United kits, mate, if you fancy. You're alright. You're alright, mate. I really appreciate it. That's very nice of you, but no, you're okay. You keep them. I'm alright for bog roll. Caleb, how much do you think Harvey Elliott is worth? I think 25 to 30. I mean, you're a good 50% off there, mate. There's at least... I mean, I think Brighton have bid for... Is it 45 Brighton have bid? So there's no way. There's no way that you're getting Harvey Elliott for 25 million quid. I am Crute. If Barca need midfielders, maybe they should have signed Norgard. Ben, yes, the key. Good to see you. How's it going, Ben? Jake, first manager sacked in your opinion? I would say... Ooh, Graham Potter. Graham Potter, yeah. Daniel, no Emirates Cup or Community Shield for Arsenal this year, so another trophyless season for Arsenal. Lineup, yes, we'll do the lineups. Here we go. I'll go through the lineups again. We're 5 minutes away from kickoff, so let's go through the lineups. Lineups are as follows. In goal for England, Beadle. Livramento right back, Cresswell and Kwanzaa at centre back, and then it's Hinchelwood of Brighton on the left. In midfield, it's Elliot Anderson, Harvey Elliott, and Alex Scott of Bournemouth, and then the front three is James McAtee, Jay Stansfield, and Amari Hutchinson. For the Netherlands, it's Roofs in goal, Maatsen left back, Hato and Vandenberg at centre back, and Casanwiro on the right. Milambo and Valente in midfield with Ryan Flamingo, and then a front three of Milan Manhoef, Van Bergen, and Ernest Poku, who was the goal scorer, the winner, when France and the Netherlands... It wasn't France and the Netherlands. It was Netherlands and... who did the Netherlands? Portugal. Netherlands and Portugal the other day. Oh, there's Michael Reisiger in the stands. Michael Reisiger, what a defender he was back in the day. Wonderful defender, Michael Reisiger, for Ajax and Barcelona in his time. Caleb, I got dropped from Shrewsbury and now I'm at Telford United now. Hey, well, listen, sometimes you have to take a couple of steps backwards to take 3 or 4 steps forward. You never know how it's going to be, mate. Ben, good mate, busy day, just on my dog walk. Enjoy. I am Crute. I'm actually excited to see what Amorim can do. Really? Surely we've seen what Amorim can do, and it's not very good. Jake Amorim or Arteta, if they both start badly. No, I don't think Arteta goes anywhere this season. I think he'll do okay. Copper to Stegen wasn't good enough. He was really doing bad, especially in the bigger games, and we needed rotation for the wingers, so one would be enough, I think. So Nico would have been enough, and maybe a midfielder, not 2 wingers, because we also need backup midfielders. Frenkie and Pedri are doing very well, but not really any backup. So Joan Garcia and Nico would have been good, and then a midfielder and not a winger extra. Okay. Nice. Chimey, how's it going, Chimey? Hey, Key, hey, chat. I have both teams to score. Love it. I think you probably get that in this one. 3-star Reds, waiting for the new Forest shirt. Can't see it happening, though, to the club. Finally know which European sleeve patch option they can offer fans. I agree. Should be Palace in the Europa, Forest in the Conference. That is the right thing, isn't it? Morally, I think. Ethically, that's the right thing. Daniel, does Scott start for Bournemouth? Yes, he does. He does start quite frequently for Bournemouth. They've definitely got that set up wrong. Why have they put Amari Hutchinson at centre midfield? There's absolutely no way. They've put Kwanzaa at left back and Hinchelwood at centre back. I absolutely, honestly, is it morons that run football? There's absolutely no way that Hinchelwood's at centre back and Kwanzaa's at left back and Amari Hutchinson is at centre midfield. That is literally like putting Eden Hazard in centre mid and putting Van Dijk at left back with Andy Robertson at centre back. Absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. Ridiculous. This Reisiger is the Dutch under-21 gaffer. Is he really? I didn't know that. I did not know that. Copper. Oh no, we covered that one, mate. 3-star Reds. Forest beat Leicester or Everton. Man City had beat Palace. European problem sorted. That's true. Forest could have been in the Champions League, couldn't they? Daniel Wanyeri on the bench is disappointing. It's surprising, isn't it? Like how good Wanyeri was. And this is what makes me just question whether or not maybe it's something else with him. Maybe it is maybe a mentality or an attitude issue. Because the fact he didn't start as often as he did, I think he should have started more for Arsenal. Arsenal needed goals against PSG. You had a young player there on the bench, Wanyeri, who had a record of scoring and creating when he'd come off the bench. He had a record of doing really, really well as an impact sub. And even when he'd started for Arsenal, Arsenal need goals away at PSG, and Wanyeri didn't even come off the bench. I honestly, at that point, I've said it many, many times, but I honestly would have said, if I was Ethan Wanyeri or his agent, at that point, I'd have said, transfer request in, there's no way this manager rates us. There's no way. If you need a goal or two, as he did at PSG, and you don't bring your one attacking player on, he was bringing Ben White on. He needed a goal and he brought Ben White on over Ethan Wanyeri. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And it's kind of the same with England. I don't understand in what world you would play James McAtee over Ethan Wanyeri. Ethan Wanyeri's ceiling is far, far higher. Caleb, have you seen Juventus wants Sancho? I have, yes. 25 million quid as well, apparently, the fee being rumoured. We're off here, we're off and underway. Looking forward to this one now. Really, really looking forward to it. England against the Netherlands in Slovakia. The semi-final, big semi-final. Huge semi-final, no doubt. Clayton, are we being set up to lose? I don't think we're being set up to lose. I'm just surprised that if that is indeed how England's set up. I don't think it's that. I think it's the guys who run the ITV, or it's not ITV, it's Channel 4, isn't it? Whoever runs the production team is looking at it and just going, oh yeah, him, and just putting players everywhere without any actual regard of where they will be set up. Kwanzaa's there. You can see Kwanzaa's at centre-back. Who would put Kwanzaa at left-back? Kwanzaa at centre. And Amari Hutchinson apparently in the centre of midfield. That's laughable. No way that was going to happen. I am crew to Ronaldo new contract at Al Nassr, tweeted by Romano. Interesting. What do we make of that? Callum, have you seen Brentford's new signing? Yes, I have. Yeah, really, really good player, isn't he? Really good player. Wendy, how is Man U buying players? They are failing PSR 3 months ago. They're going to fail PSR if they don't get the Champions League next season. That's going to be the problem for them. 1 second here. Oh, Dick Reisiger was a dreadful Van Gaal merchant. A dreadful Van Gaal merchant. I always thought he was quite a decent player, to be honest, Michael Reisiger. Copper, I don't know if you knew Hato, but I think he will do well this game. He's also 19 years old, plays for Ajax, one of the biggest clubs in Eredivisie. Yes, of course, yeah. Lots of rumours that Hato will move to Arsenal, maybe to Liverpool. Lots of clubs being linked with him. Apparently Ajax have offered him a 6-year contract as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on him in this one to see whether or not he can perform at the highest level. Daniel, has Wanyeri had a disappointing tournament? Hutchinson has been getting more headlines, but there's probably 5 years difference between the two. And yeah, I mean, Wanyeri, I don't think he's really had a tournament, if I'm dead honest, mate. He's not really played all that much. He's been on the bench and been limited to very, very few appearances off the bench. So I am really, really surprised with how little he's been utilised by England. Let me just confirm exactly how many minutes he has had, because I don't think it's that many. He had 10 minutes against Spain. Came off the bench 10 minutes against Spain. He had 63 minutes against Germany, and we got beat. Came off the bench. Chance! Very nearly for England. Harvey Elliott. Oh, really good save by the Dutch keeper. Unlucky. Very, very unlucky. England could have been 1-0 up there. Good effort from Harvey Elliott. And a very, very good save from Rufs, the Dutch goalkeeper. Love that. Good play from Amari Hutchinson down the left, all the way through to Elliott at the back post. And he drills a shot. Lovely little shot. Going down to the keeper's near post, and a lovely save with his feet from Rufs. Yeah, so it was England and Germany. He started and got hauled off the pitch. England-Slovenia, he started and got took off. We drew 0-0 against Slovenia. He got 21 minutes against the Czechs. He got 75 minutes for Arsenal against Southampton. He's not really... He got 5 minutes against Bournemouth, 1 minute against PSG at home. He's honestly, he hasn't played regularly since maybe March. He's just been in and out of it. I do think there's an issue with Ethan Nwaneri. I think there's an issue with him. 3-star Reds, Lioness games after this, Prem Dad, or a well-earned pre-season rest before the big kickoff? No, we absolutely are doing the European Women's Championships. We're going to be doing a few of them. We're going to be doing quite a few of them. We're not going to be doing all of them, don't get me wrong, but we are going to be doing a few of the Women's European Championship games. There's quite a few very good ones that are coming up. We might do the opener on the 2nd, which is Finland against Iceland on the 2nd. I'm going to look through and pick out some ones that we think we might want to watch. Obviously, quite a few of the Lionesses games we'll be doing. But also in July, we've got all the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League qualifiers, plus the knockout games for the FIFA Club World Cup. So there's loads of footy still on in July. So I'm going to be still live every single day, at least once, if not twice, every single day. You can count on that. Make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed if you haven't already. Click up here on TikTok, get over to YouTube, search Premier League Dad, and give us a like and a subscribe. Boots, why would Sancho join Juve? The guy didn't want to go to Chelsea because of wages. If he waits one more year, he's going to get his wages and signing on fee. I think that's the question, isn't it? That is the question for Sancho, is whether or not he can afford to and whether or not he wants to wait another year. Because here's the thing, if he kind of, digs his heels in and says, no, I'm staying, Manchester United will be forced to look at a loan move for him. One more year on the loan and just say to a team, listen, just pay his wages, you can have him. We don't even want a loan fee. Just pay his wages and then he's gone. And that might be tempting for Juventus, but I can't see him paying 25 million quid. Daniel, do you think it's because of his age that he doesn't play? No, I don't think it's because of his age. I mean, maybe it is his age. Maybe it's his but I'm guessing managers just don't feel like they can trust him because he doesn't start enough. He doesn't, given the moments that he's had. Like, again, look at Michael Owen, look at Wayne Rooney. Ethan Nwaneri is comparable to those two in that only those two have scored more in the Premier League than Ethan Nwaneri before the age of 18. So he's in the same sort of category as those players, Owen, Rooney. Why? I mean, whenever they started playing really, really well, what happened? Owen and Rooney got loads of games. They started getting regular minutes, regular play. Nwaneri's back on the bench. And he's not just back on the bench for Arsenal. He's back on the bench for England as well. You would think that Ethan Nwaneri would be a star player in this England side. I'm really puzzled by it. Really puzzled. Daniel, he needs to play centre mid for England. He's a really quiet and humble lad. If someone could pick an issue with him, that is that he's not aggressive enough. Maybe. Whatever it is. I don't know whether maybe he's too humble. Maybe he's not humble enough. I don't know what it is. Maybe his application's not enough. Maybe he's got a big ego. We don't know. We have no idea. None of us know him intimately. But I would say that whatever it is, the managers just don't seem to like Ethan Nwaneri and they're not quite trusting of him just yet. Obvious talent. I really like him, but I'm really surprised that he hasn't played more in this tournament and more for Arsenal. That would be what I would say about it. Clayton, 1 second, I've missed your comment there. It's like Walcott when he got taken to a World Cup and wasn't used that much. That's true, yeah. Daniel, are Gray and Cresswell playing? Archie Gray isn't, he's on the bench. And again, that's puzzling because I really like Archie Gray. Cresswell is starting, yes, he's at centre-back with Jarrell Kwanzaa. And I actually think Cresswell is one that could move to the Premier League. Maybe even this summer. If there's a team in England that... Honestly, Newcastle should be looking at Cresswell. They've got to... Honestly, he's such a wonderful young player. Did really, really well in France last season. John Butland, Man United is winning the title. All right, John. Pedro Lover, have you seen the projected round of 16 games for the Club World Cup? They all look like cinema. I think you're far more excited about him than anyone else, Pedro Lover, to be honest, mate. It's I'm not sure it is that one. Aston King, has anyone got commentary on for this game? Who's the random guy that keeps speaking? I haven't seen. No, I haven't got commentary on. Mr. C, all right, lad. Who is the chat about now? We was talking about Wanyeri. Yeah. Daniel Cresswell was with us at Leeds, so he could come back. No, I don't think. I think he's too big for Leeds now. He's too big for Leeds now. His star's risen beyond Leeds now. There's no way he'd go back to Leeds. No way. You're looking at bigger. He's gone to Europe and started playing really, really well. I don't think Leeds would be able to get Cresswell back. Really don't. Ryan Churn Roberts, thoughts on Wrexham? I'm surprised you've let Paul Mullen go to Wigan. I think you'll do okay in the league this season. I don't think you'll go up. I don't think you'll get promoted. I don't think you're anywhere near the playoffs. But I also don't think you'll go down. So I think that'll be a decent enough season for Wrexham. First year in the Championship again. That'll be good for them just to kind of, bide the time, I guess. Clayton Groom, who does Cresswell play for? He plays for Toulouse. Yeah, he plays for Toulouse in France. And Toulouse last year were one of the most difficult defences. The most difficult defences in Ligue 1. They were absolutely brilliant. I think there was only PSG who had conceded less than Toulouse at different points. And Cresswell is basically one of the star defenders for Toulouse. And I just think his flag his star has risen beyond the bottom half of the Premier League now. I'd be very, very surprised if anyone below. I think Bournemouth could look at him. Bournemouth have just sold Hyson and Zabarnyi. Cresswell would be a great shout for them. Mikasa over 2.5. Well, we've had a couple of half chances in this already. Harvey Elliott's just missed maybe not missed one, but he's just forced the keeper into a good save. England have got a corner here. Whipped in near post. Comes out to the edge of the area. Elliott, what a shot! Unlucky. Good block by the Netherlands. Whew. Started well. Predictions for Miami versus PSG. 4-0 PSG. Yeah, 4-0. Sully, what channel is the match on? It's on Channel 4, mate. You can watch it on Channel 4. Daniel Birkby, we made a mistake then of letting Cresswell go. Yes, absolutely. I'm amazed that you did. Fernie says, no way Cresswell comes back to us. Daniel over 3.5. Well, do you know what? Oh, that's wonderful run by Amari Hutchinson. This is where he's been at his best. He just got it wrong. The final ball into Jay Stansfield. He should have done better there, but a wonderful run from Hutchinson. Here's Stansfield. Pulls it back. Hit it. Elliott. Oh, good save. Really good save again from Roofs. Elliott's had the two big chances for England and two big saves from the keeper. It's going to be a corner for England. Jay Stansfield down the left-hand side. Good pull back to Elliott. Elliott with a good shot. And a very good save from the keeper. Big saves. Two big saves. Daniel, England have a strong defence as individuals. Very fair. 3-star Reds after England's Andorra and Senegal games, Thomas Tuchel today stated his reasons why Jordan Henderson would be a great signing for Forest. Has he really? That's an odd statement for him to make. Right, Alex Scott with the corner for England, whipped into the far post. Oh, keeper came out. He was miles off it. This keeper, he's gone from great saves to absolute disaster there within seconds. Came out and he was miles off that corner. Looked like Onana, flapping at it. Amari Hutchinson, lovely little drop of the shoulder. There's no way he stays at Ipswich, is there? There's no way Amari Hutchinson stays at Ipswich. I would be astonished if Amari Hutchinson stays at Ipswich. Corner to England again. England just piling the pressure on early here. Piling the pressure on. Boots, I really don't like Sancho as a player. He's only focused on money, not his career. Terrible attitude for such a mediocre player. Do you know, the thing is though, mate, I feel like we can't really comment as much on like, why do you think he's got a bad attitude? Why do you think he's got a bad attitude? Because I don't know if you can say it's the only thing he cares about is money and not his career. Because to be honest, think how low Jadon Sancho was at Manchester United. He went to Bayern. He went to Borussia Dortmund, and he was brilliant. He got him to a Champions League final. He was one of the key players for Dortmund again. Left, came to Manchester United, went back to Dortmund. I honestly think, and he's just scored in a Conference League final for Chelsea. So I think Jadon Sancho could be. I'm not saying he's not, maybe he has got a bad attitude. I don't know. We don't know. None of us really know, do we? We don't know the lad. But what I'll say is that Jadon Sancho, I think, is going to be one of many in a long list of casualties of Manchester United over the years. Talented players who've gone to the club and just fallen to bits. And it's not their fault. It isn't their fault. How many players have done it now and left and then got back to being great again? It's not a coincidence. It's something with that club. And Jadon Sancho is probably just another example of it. So I think Jadon Sancho could well go to somewhere else and get his career immediately back on track. We all saw the ability, the talent that lad had back in the early days at Dortmund. And I think there's an ability there. It just maybe will take the right environment to bring it out of him. As is always the case with players. But Manchester United seems to have been, it is, and it seems to have been for a long time, the worst environment for players over the years. Pedri Lover, are you streaming Sundowns or Dortmund tonight? Nope. No, we're doing Germany against France, mate. Germany against France is the next one. Be yourself, Dylan. Hey, I'm now in Moffat, travelling everywhere at the moment. Where's Moffat? Where is Moffat? I don't think I've ever heard of Moffat. Where is Moffat? In Dumfriesshire. You're up in Dumfries. Oh, that's lovely. Assuming that is where you are, Dumfries is beautiful. Dumfries and Galloway. We've got family in Dumfries. Yeah, it's cool, that, mate. That's really cool. Sully, unfortunately, I think Netherlands are winning this. I think so too, sadly. Yeah, England have started really, really well. 16 minutes in, but Netherlands have got a free kick now. Ball whipped into the far post, all the way through and out for a goal kick. Really poor. Daniel, did you go to the Liverpool trophy parade? No. No, not my idea of a fun time, mate. Not my idea of a fun time. It's stunning. I have family up there. Nice. Hey, maybe we're distant relatives in some world, mate. But hey, no, it's really, really nice. Dumfries, Galloway. Whereabouts is it? She is now. Kirkcudbright. There's Kirkcudbright, and there's also it's not far from Stranraer. Anywhere around that area. But it's beautiful. Yeah, lots of beautiful places up there in Dumfries. Pedro Lover, what, like the right back Dumfries? Well, yeah, kind of like the right back Dumfries. But Dumfries and Galloway is an area of Scotland. Very, very lovely. Well, at certain times of the year, I'm sure it's maybe not so lovely at other times of the year, like anywhere else. Daniel, it's sad that Hutchinson didn't see a pathway for himself and left for money. He plays like an Arsenal player. Oh, was he an Arsenal Academy product? That's interesting. I didn't know that. That is interesting. Very interesting, actually. Yeah, I'm surprised by that. Daniel, what's the chin strap on Scott? I don't know. Let's look it up. Let's see. What is the chin strap on Scott? What's it for? Oh, Christ. I've just searched chin strap Scott on Google and I've got all sorts of mad things. Bournemouth's Alex Scott is pushing through the pain barrier of a broken jaw. Oh, he's had his jaw broke. Stansfield. Oh, it's going to be a corner to England. Yeah, he broke his jaw. There you go. Now we know. Now we know. Right, hang on a second. Let me catch up. Michael, Charlie Cresswell is being linked with a possible £14.5 million move to Serie A Como. Leeds United get a 15% sell-on fee. Sunderland are also said to be interested in Cresswell. Now, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be fantastic if that was the case. Ball whipped in from the left-hand side for England. Good claim by the keeper. Cresswell could go to, I think, many teams in the Premier League. Many teams. Daniel, Sancho spends too much time on his PlayStation. It's a serious problem with this generation. Yeah, too much time on the PlayStation, not enough outside playing with the football, right? Ben thinks Sancho will end his career. Another example of wasted talent. Sad, innit? Sad. There's quite a few like that. Tom Bredesen. Sancho has had issues in all clubs he's been at. At Dortmund, he lived with Haaland, who helped him get in on time for training. Really, Tom? I didn't know that. That's interesting. Daniel, Sancho has to give up the great money to get his career back on track. He's always welcome back in Dortmund. And it's a little bit like Rashford with that, but I also think, maybe we blame players for being on the money when they didn't choose the money. The club chose the money. Like, Marcus Rashford is almost penalised by Manchester United because he's on the most money of any player in the Premier League. He's 325k a week or whatever he's on. He didn't choose that. Man United chose to give him a contract on that much money, and they realised they made a mistake. It's not his fault. And he's now being pushed out of it. Sancho's a little bit the same. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't, maybe his attitude does need work. Maybe it does need work. But that's one of the challenges with modern football, is that we have created... By the way, we've created this as a society, haven't we, to a degree? We've created these young men who now, at 18 years of age, are basically millionaires. Imagine... Now listen, I would consider myself to be a mature and responsible guy. I believe in karma. I've never done anyone... I sleep very well at night, I don't believe I've ever, well, not that I don't believe, I know I haven't gone out of my way to hurt anyone in my life. I am very, very content with that, right? Now, if I got, and I know how I was at 18 years of age, if I got £1 million a week or whatever these lads are getting, I mean, not £1 million a week, but you know what I mean? If I got stupid money at 18, I'd be a very different person today. A very different person. And I'm not sure it would be for the better. There's a lot of things that working in a warehouse at 18 years of age teaches you, and one of them is humility. And like you say, if you get £1 million a week, or however much you're getting, it's insane money. You've got everything you want. You've got all these people surrounding you, lying to you. Women, beautiful women flocking to you. Jewellery, the £1 million jewellery hanging off you. Cars, everything. It's literally the environment that just creates absolute bells, isn't it? It just creates absolute monsters. So it's not really surprising that we've then got Jadon Sancho's. If indeed we're saying that that's what Jadon Sancho is. It's not really surprising. Mr. C, what do you reckon about Everton wanting Ben Doak? I'd love it. I'd love that. Because I think if Everton signed Ben Doak, I think Liverpool could go for Jared Branthwaite as well in the old exchange. We get Branthwaite, you get Doak. That'd be quite cool. I'd take that. Joni, club was stupid enough to offer it. Sancho and Garnacho need to realise why they get paid so much, though. They have no respect for the fans. Hang on a second. They have no respect for the fans? Why would you say they have no respect to the fans? I don't think they're sticking two fingers up to the fans. I think they're sticking two fingers up to the club and the manager that's treating him so badly. Joni, karma isn't real. Henry Kissinger lived a very long life. Well, I believe in it, if nothing else. I do think that if you do people, treat others how you want to be treated and all that, then generally good things happen to you. And if you treat people like a bag of thingy, then generally it comes back round in different ways. But you might win today, but you'll lose tomorrow, kind of thing. But hey, whatever. That's an entirely different conversation. Joe, you hurt me a lot when you speak about Isak. All right, maybe I do intentionally wind you up with that one with talking about Isak. It's your boy. Have you got the PSG 4th kit? I haven't. No, I haven't. That's the only PSG kit that I've got. 25 million for Ben Doak, says Mr. C. All right, then 25 for Ben, and we'll give you an extra 20. Give Everton an extra 25 for Branthwaite. There you go. That feels about right, doesn't it? 25 plus Ben Doak for Jared Branthwaite. We'll take that. We'll take that. KMC can see Carsley doing well at a club like Cooper. Plays some great stuff. He's a good manager, Carsley. I could see him being the next Everton manager because something tells me that David Moyes doesn't finish the season. Yeah, I think he doesn't finish the season. CH, in this live, am I the only Brazilian? Well, I haven't checked the nationalities as they come in, mate, but I'm guessing so. Good to have you anyway. England clear it away. Reese, really like this England under-21 team. Johnny, it's a good mindset though, I like it. Well, I mean, it helps you sleep at night, if nothing else, mate. It helps you sleep at night. And, yeah. I think, it's another cooling break. What is it in Slovakia that they need to have a cooling break every 20 minutes? Come on. A cooling break? Can't be that hot. We're not in this. I mean, did they do this in America? Did they do this in the Club World Cup? I've not seen them doing it in the Club World Cup. If they have, I hold my hands up, but... Be yourself, Dylan. I watched the France-Portugal game yesterday. What a game. France-Portugal. Was that in the women's France-Portugal? I didn't know France-Portugal played yesterday. John James Williamson, Glory, Glasgow Celtic. How do you think Celtic get on this year? Reese, is it just me who thinks West Ham fans think their club is bigger than they are? Well, they've won a European trophy in recent years, mate. They are a big club, West Ham. They're a bigger club than many give them credit for. I don't think... it's got to be frustrating to be down where they are, given where they've been. JMT 2013. Hi, how are you? I am very good, JMT. Yeah, good, mate. How are you? Good to see you. KAMC. Elliot would be a key winger for any team but City and Liverpool. He's class. Good player. Yeah, very good player. Reese, to be fair, it is 30 odd in Switzerland. Yeah, but in Slovakia is Eastern Europe. It's usually a little bit colder the more east you get. Ethan, top 5 biggest clubs in England. Top 5 biggest clubs in England. Liverpool, Man United. Then... Oh, it's tough, this. It's tough, this. After Liverpool, Man United, it does get tough. Because it's either Arsenal or Chelsea. Something tells me it's Chelsea. So, do you know what? I'd actually say it might even be Chelsea City, then Arsenal. Yeah. Might even be Chelsea City, then Arsenal. And I'm not just saying that to wind Reese up. I think there's a very, very clear case for that now. So, yeah, I would go Chelsea City, Arsenal. After Liverpool United, it's Chelsea City, Arsenal. Claydon, it's 33 degrees in Slovakia. Fucking hell, is it really? All right, well, I take it all back then. Obviously, it is absolutely boiling. I apologise. Alfie, Chelsea winning the league next season. Mark my words. Boots, I don't really know any other player besides Sancho that didn't play for half a year just because he didn't want to apologise to Ten Hag. Why would a coach say such a thing if it's not true? Listen, again, mate, all I would say is we don't know the full story. There's always 3 sides to every story, right? 3 sides to every story. Ten Hag's side, Sancho's side, and then what actually happened. There's always bias from both sides, and yeah, I'd be hesitant to take one person's side just because we think Sancho's maybe a bit spoiled and a bit arrogant and a bit egotistical or whatever. We don't know. You might be right, though. Michael, Ipswich got Hutchinson on loan when they were in the Championship from Chelsea. But he's stepped on since then, hasn't he? He has stepped on. Boots, plus saying you have freedom at Chelsea while you're still under contract and getting paid by United is just a piss take and does tell something about his attitude, in my opinion. Maybe he's talking about freedom in terms of how he plays, though. Again, just playing devil's advocate. I'm not defending the lad. I'm just thinking about how could it have been in maybe his intent. Maybe his intent was better than his execution. Dickill, Rashford is a class 1 trick pony. Flamengo not bad, are they? Who else are great in Brazil? Yeah, Flamengo are good. Santos, Sao Paulo. Yeah, lots of good. Palmeiras, obviously. Palmeiras doing well. Steve, why does Rashford want so badly to play in Barcelona? He'll not be an important player alongside Lamine, Nico, Rafinha, Olmo and Lopez. I think it's just because he's just desperate for a big club to put on his CV at this point. And try and get his career back on track. But I actually think Rashford would benefit from going to a lower league, not a lower league club, but go and play for like an Everton. Go and play for an Everton for a year, right? And just you'll go there, you'll be adored. You'll start every game, you'll be the best player, and get back to being how you are, Marcus Rashford, the very best player. Don't go to Barcelona where you'll sit on the bench sometimes and you've got to prove yourself, but you'll feel better because you're in a Barcelona shirt. That's lying to yourself. If Marcus Rashford really thought he was a top player, he would go, fine, do you know what? I'll go and prove you wrong. Send me to a Bournemouth. Send me to an Everton. I'll go and play for anyone, mate. I'll go and show you. It's no problem. I think there's got to be a bit more humility with Marcus Rashford. I do. But then again, if you've got Deco from Barcelona actually coming out and saying, we quite like Marcus Rashford, what a player, then you'd be stupid not to consider it, wouldn't you? Boots, I do agree that it's the fault of the club that these players are paid this much, but not putting in the hours and effort for 200k plus is crazy. Yes, I'll agree with you there, mate. Unforgivable. Absolutely unforgivable. Tom, it's 33 degrees in Slovakia at the moment. Sorry, yeah, I was going to say Claydon said on TikTok as well. I obviously got that wrong. I didn't realise how hot it was there. Michael, Kieran, case in point, Mason Greenwood had everything going for him at Manchester United, but got sent home early with Foden from England squad in Iceland by Southgate, now at Marseille in France. That's a slight edge case, that though, isn't it, Mason Greenwood? Because I don't think that's... If Mason Greenwood hadn't done what he'd done, forget him being sent home from England. That wasn't the reason he's at Marseille. If he hadn't done what he'd done, he probably would still be at Manchester United, wouldn't he? He'd probably be maybe even somewhere else. He's a wonderful player. He got one less goal and assist last season, Mason Greenwood, than Ousmane Dembele, who is in the running for the Ballon d'Or. So we know the ability of Mason Greenwood. We know how good of a player he is. That's not the reason he's not at Manchester United anymore. James Greer, Grealish is an example at Manchester City. Daniel Waterbreak is a woke nonsense. Daniel, Eastern Europe does get really hot during the summer. That's true, yes. I was going to say I wanted to go to Croatia in the last few years, but I've never been able to. Reece, Key, I might have to stop watching after that. Surely it has to be Liverpool, United, and then Arsenal, surely. Mate, I just think that is the only... It's Liverpool, United, Arsenal if all we're measuring on is trophies. If all we're measuring on is trophies, then yes, it's Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal. That's it. That's fine. I'll back you every day of the week on that. But you have to put into the fact that Chelsea and City now have won Champions Leagues, multiple Champions Leagues, been to Champions League finals. They've won multiple league titles since Arsenal last won them. I think if a player now becomes available, a top player becomes available, they're far more likely to go to City or Chelsea than they are to Arsenal. I just think in the modern... And it's not recent. It's not like last 5 years. We're talking like 20 years plus since Arsenal won a league title. You've never won a Champions League. At some point, that has to matter. So, Arsenal, still a massive club. Absolutely. But I think City and Chelsea now overtake Arsenal. Yeah. I do think City... I don't like it. I don't like that. I think City and Chelsea are, for the most part... plastic clubs that are only where they are because they've been bought out by, these oil barons and whatever. And Arsenal have done it in a different way. Arsenal are maybe a bit more of a traditional big club, like a United, like a Liverpool, like an Everton. I'm and Forest and Villa and Leeds and all these clubs. But you've got to at some point recognise that irrespective of how they got there, Chelsea have still won 2 European Cups and Europa Leagues. And City, irrespective of how they've got there, they've still won 5, 6, 7, whatever Premier Leagues and FA Cups and League Cups and Champions Leagues since Arsenal even, Arsenal got their act together. So it's a lot. It's a lot really to take in. KMC can't deny a treble, centuries and countless league titles, definitely bigger than Arsenal. Joni, hey, the Democratic nomination for the New York mayoral race is an Arsenal fan. They're massive. Claydon, I will mark his words with an X. Chelsea isn't winning the league next year. I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. Be yourself, Dylan. Under-19s women's semi-final. France 4, Portugal 3 last night. Wow. Okay. Well, like I said, we'll be watching the women's Euros, which starts on July the 2nd. We'll be doing some of those watch-alongs on the channel if you do want to get involved. Rashford going on loan to Barcelona confirmed. No way. That's not happened. Surely not, Dylan. Has that actually happened? You're having me on, Dylan. You're having me on. Oh, no, they are. Barcelona have officially inquired about Marcus Rashford's situation. Oh, wow, okay. No, it is. It does look like it's taking off. Cheers for flagging that, Dylan. Appreciate that, mate. KMC, think Arsenal should go in for him, to be honest. Need that outlet on the left and can do a job up top. Agreed, yes. Agreed. I absolutely would agree with that. Netherlands with a chance. Good block by England. Again, Alex Scott, really good play there. Sam Holloway, don't know if you've spoken on this. Would love to hear your thoughts on Norgard to Arsenal. I don't think it's an alright signing. But I'm kind of... I guess Arsenal fans should be quite rightly underwhelmed. I don't think he's a player that takes Arsenal to the league title. He's not a bad signing, but he's not a player that takes Arsenal forward. And I think that basically puts the end to Arsenal's title hopes. I think that signing. That's how big it is, in my opinion. Joni, United winning the European Cup 10 years after the disaster is one of the greatest stories in sports. Yeah, not a bad shout at all. Webbo, what channel is it on? It's on Channel 4, mate. Joni dominated the period when football was at its most rapid growth as a sport. If it's club size, though, then it has to be United first. Why is it club size United first? How are you determining club size? This is the thing. The only thing if you're talking clubs, is stadium size. Is it stadium? Like, you've got a bigger stadium, but it's not a better stadium, is it? Old Trafford's not a better stadium than Anfield. It's falling to bits. But it is bigger. Does hold more people. Sure. Holds more people. But it's not a better stadium. So in what way are United bigger? How are United bigger? I just don't... for me, I wouldn't say United are a bigger club than Liverpool. It's close. Very close, mine. But I don't think the United are. Certainly, it's not the gulf that it was in the 90s. Put it that way. In the 90s and the noughties, Man United, I'd have laughed. I'd have laughed if anyone had said Liverpool are even close to the same size of Club of United. No, not even close. Reece, if a player goes to Chelsea, they get an 8-year contract and then decide they want to leave after 3. Ethan, Arsenal doing it nice and traditional, spending 900 million since Arteta took over. Yeah, this is it. Everyone's forgetting that, like, Arsenal, they're not some poor peasants. You know, they've spent a big amount of money to try and get where they are, and they've just not been able to get over the line, unfortunately. Alfie, Chelsea should sign Greenwood, to be fair. Can see him playing there. Oh, I don't know about that. Yours, Samuel, do you think that Patrick Vieira is far superior to Roy Keane? No. I like Roy Keane. I like Vieira. I would say Vieira was the better player. Yeah, Vieira maybe had more to his career. And more to his more ability. But Keane was a wonderful player. Loved Roy Keane. Loved Patrick Vieira. I would say Vieira was better. And I've already made that decision, because when we were doing the our Premier League of all-time 11 sort of thing, my midfield 3 is Vieira and Gerrard in there. So I have Vieira and Gerrard in my midfield 3. So that was the time. If ever I thought Keane was better. Alfie, Arsenal haven't won a major European trophy. That's also true. Yeah, you got to think about that. Michael, it would be difficult for clubs like Everton to take Rashford given how much he is on at Man United. Aston Villa is a good club for him, or Dortmund, who do embrace British players. I think Everton could have him. They have got a little bit of money, Everton, and they could pay. It's whether or not Man United were, willing to continue paying some of his wages. 325k a week. They're not going to find a club that pays 325k a week. I don't know what they agreed with Villa, but I would be astonished if Aston Villa paid the full amount of Rashford's wages last season. I bet it was 50-50. I bet you Villa paid maybe a loan fee of like 6-7 million or whatever, and 50% of his wages. That I could understand. No way they're paying 325k a week for him. No way. No way. Daniel, no player in their right mind picks Chelsea over Arsenal if all things are the same. I don't know, I think right now, if you were a top player in Europe, and you got offered the move and you could play for Chelsea or Arsenal, I think players would go to Chelsea over Arsenal. And I'm an independent, I'm no horse in the race. If anything, I dislike Chelsea more than I like Arsenal, more than Arsenal, but I'm a Liverpool fan. I don't really mind either way. If I was a player in Europe and I had two options, Chelsea or Arsenal, right now I'm choosing Chelsea. Michael just heard that Adam Lallana's retired at the age of 37. He was at Southampton last season. Yeah, very good player he was as well. Very, very good player he was. Daniel, Norgard or Damsgaard? No, well, hang on, mate. What do you mean? Who would I prefer? Damsgaard. Damsgaard is brilliant. Maybe they've got confused. Maybe they meant to sign Mikkel Damsgaard and not Norgard. That would make more sense. Damsgaard could be an Arsenal player, not Norgard. Dickel, Liverpool was big for me in the noughties, I guess. I could see the bigger picture and knew they would rise again. Liverpool was bigger than United in the noughties. Behave yourself. We had maybe 2 seasons at best. 2 seasons at best where we competed for the title. That's it. 2 seasons. Other than that, we were shocking. United were winning 3 titles back to back, winning Champions Leagues. Liverpool, Christ, apart from those couple of years in Europe, we were pretty awful in the noughties. Daniel, Crouch or Giroud? Crouch, definitely Crouch. Samuel, did you put Suarez as a striker in your all-time 11? Yes. And it's not just my all-time Premier League 11, by the way. Suarez would be my all-time football 11. Suarez would be the centre-forward in my all-time football 11. He's better than R9. Suarez is the best centre-forward I have ever seen. Full stop. End of story. No discussion. For me, anyway. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, obviously, but Suarez, definitely. Never seen better. Never. Shay472, I know it's a big if, but if the Munich disaster hadn't have happened, I think we would have had 3 or 4 more European titles. Yeah, possibly so. Possibly so. Ethan, hello lads. Guess who our coaches are? Our coaches are Will Still, Paul Trollope, Adam Lallana, Carl Martin and Ruben Martinez. Nice, well done. Love it. Alfie, Torres for Liverpool has to be top 5 Premier League strikers of all time. No. Mate, I'm not... Torres isn't even top 5 Liverpool strikers of all time. He's not even top 5 Liverpool strikers. I can name better than him. No, I wouldn't have Torres as my top 5 Premier League strikers of all time. No, not even close. Definitely not. He was a good striker. He was a very, very good striker, but he's nowhere near better than Suarez. He's nowhere near better than Fowler. He's nowhere near better than Rush. I'll be honest, I prefer Firmino to him. Right, hang on 1 second. Let me catch up. Reese, if a player goes to Chelsea, they get... Oh, we've done that one, sorry. Rosenborg are losing. Oh, no. That's an absolute nightmare. Father Wilhelm, because I'm a tactical genius, I nicknamed myself Sir Alex Ferguson. Reese, you could argue United have a bigger fan base and are a bigger club commercially, but that's it. But yeah, okay, maybe they make a bit more money in terms of shirt sales, and maybe the stadium's bigger. That's probably the only thing I'd argue with Manchester United, but is that really what matters? Yeah. Father Wilhelm, all-time 11 and no Mark Noble. Mark Noble on the bench. Maybe we put Mark Noble on the bench. Nath Hughes, after July 1st, Everton can spend... Yeah, but they still can't spend that much, can they, Nath? They still can't spend that much. How much do we actually think Everton have got to spend? Because it ain't going to be that much, I'm telling you. It ain't going to be that much. Daria! How's it going, Daria? Good to see you. Dickel, Suarez and R9 were schooled in Holland. Yes, they were. Yeah, of course. Groningen for Suarez, PSV for Ronnie. Ben, completely agree on Suarez. Comfortably the best striker I've seen at his peak. Chimey, never back Rosenborg or Mulder, no matter what. Daniel, Torres has more aura than Suarez. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. Torres at his absolute peak was very, very good, but I just feel like Suarez terrified defences. Honestly, that one season, and I know he didn't score as much. You've got to remember he missed the first 8 games of the season. If we had Suarez for the first 8 games of the season, which he missed because he bit Ivanovic the year before, he was an absolute head case, right? Absolute head case, bit Ivanovic, missed 8 games of the season. If we'd have had him for them 8 games of the season, 1, we'd have won the league at an absolute canter, and 2, he'd have broke the Premier League scoring record. He finished on I can't remember how many goals and assists he got, but he's not far off. I think it was 40-something, wasn't it? Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. The guy was unplayable in 13-14. Chelsea's winning culture and a nicer area to live. Not much in it, but that would make the decision. I honestly just feel like Chelsea are I don't know, maybe a better team on your CV at the moment. Yeah, maybe a better team on the CV. Yellow card for Alex Scott here. We're approaching the last few minutes of the first half. Oh, it's Anderson, not Alex Scott. Elliot Anderson, he likes a foul, doesn't he? Always likes a scrap. Ethan, top 5 all time, but that number, that's easy number 1. R9, Muller, Van Basten. Van Basten was very good, but he retired quite early, didn't he? I'm not sure he was Suarez levels. R9, excellent. Again, did his knee quite early. He wasn't the same after that. Never won the Champions League either, did he, Ronaldo? Never won the Champions League. And Muller as well, yeah, of course, Muller. Gerdie Muller. But again, if you're going back to Gerd Muller, you're looking at, Christ, you can talk about lots of players who had phenomenal careers in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, even before that. Dixie Dean, how far back do you want to go? England chance, it's going to be a corner. Alex Scott again, unlucky, really unlucky. Clips HQ, come on mate, Suarez can't be the best striker of all time. Why can't he? Why can't he? Tell me why he can't. Reese, mediocre Messi is better than prime Suarez. Well, I wouldn't consider Messi a striker. So I'm not putting Messi not there. The Voice 244, thoughts on Birmingham. Apparently you're about to sign Demarai Gray back from Al Ettifaq, so that's an interesting bit of footy news, isn't it? About to re-sign for Birmingham. I think you probably finish mid-table next season. You won't be down, but you won't get in the playoffs. But it'd be an interesting season for Birmingham. Do you want Birmingham back in the Prem? Yes, I'd quite like Birmingham back in the Prem. Shemi785, tell me a football player for an edit. Emre. Newcastle midfielder. Used to play for Turkey. Emre. There you go. Alexander, is Liverpool linked with Matoma? No, I don't believe he is. At least I've not seen anything. The Voice 244, Stansfield taking us back to the Prem. Best striker outside the Prem. Maybe. Pink Pineapple, yo, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Are you okay, mate? Big up to you. Yes, I am very good, mate. Hopefully you are too. Overtime, do you play Roblox? No, I don't play Roblox or Fortnite or any of them. I'm sorry. AZ, heavy rumours that Liverpool might go in for Isak. Do you think it could happen? Yes, of course I think it could happen. It's half-time here. It's 0-0. It's not been the best start, but it's 0-0. Right, here we go. Let me jump back into the YouTube chat and we'll go through that 1 second. Ethan, what do you think of Lyon getting relegated? They're not relegated yet, mate. Still an appeal to go, and they'll probably end up staying up. I think they'll be fine. They won't go down. Samuel, who was your goalkeeper, left winger and right back? Goalkeeper was Alisson, right back was Trent, and left winger was Henry. Dickle, what about Lyon ladies? Do they get relegated? That's a good point, actually. I don't think they are. I think they're owned by a separate company, separate entity. Ben, and I think Gerrard at his peak in that number 10 role helped Torres a lot. What a partnership they were. That's very true, yeah. Yeah, Torres is kind of covered by the fact that he had peak Gerrard with him. Daniel, Chelsea being a better proposition goes up there with your top L takes. Alfie, I feel like Pele was very overhyped. Couldn't even play in League 2 nowadays. Oh, I don't know. That's harsh. Daniel, Hutchinson needs someone to pass him the ball in the box, but he's the only one creating chances. Yeah, I mean, he's got all the pace. He got all the pace, and he's he can beat a man, can't he? It feels like there's not enough of that, really, that ability, that 1v1 ability in this England team. And maybe that's where you need Wanyuri. We talked about Wanyuri quite a lot before kickoff. Maybe Wanyuri is the player who can do that on the other side. James Greer, do you rate Frimpong going to Liverpool? Yeah, I think he's probably the best right back we could have realistically got. But he's still a downgrade. He's still a downgrade on Trent. But he's a very, very good, very good right back. The only one who we could have got that would have been a reasonable sort of, maybe not an upgrade, but someone who's comparable to Trent would have been Hakimi. We weren't going to get Hakimi. So 30 million for Frimpong feels like a decent signing. Still a downgrade, but maybe we spend money on other areas of the squad, and it feels like for 30 million, that's a bit of a bargain. Fernie, Alfie, are you for real? Pele was class. I'll be honest, Pele, I think our generation probably only seen bits of Pele on YouTube and stuff like that, so it's difficult to maybe recognise just how good he was. It's the same with Maradona. Whenever I've spoke to my dad about Messi and Ronaldo or whatever, every time I speak to him, he's like, oh, listen, Kee, they're great. Messi and Ronaldo, absolutely fantastic. But Maradona. And maybe it's a nostalgia thing. Maybe it's just these are the players that we loved when we were growing up. And maybe not, because honestly, it frustrates me. It frustrates the life out of me how many people come into the chat on here and will say things like, Do you think Lamine Yamal's better than Messi? And you're just like, no, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I can't. No. And it's not that Yamal's not a good player. He is a good player, but he's not there yet, and maybe he'll never get there. Alfie, Alisson best goalkeeper and Trent best right back. Trent's redefined the right back position. He's playing for Real Madrid for a reason, mate. He's won everything there is to win by 21, 22. He's broke the assist record for the defender. What more do you want for Trent Alexander? Like, why is that such a laughable statement that Trent is at right back? Like, ask yourself what agenda you're trying to push that you don't... That's such a laughable statement that Trent at right back is even, like, a questionable thing. Who would you put at right back? Who would you say at right back? Trent Alexander-Arnold has the assist record for the defender. He's redefined the role. Teams are completely changing how they're playing now because of basically how Liverpool played with Trent. He's... Defensively, you might look at it and say, he's maybe he's got a bit of an issue defensively. I don't think he ever had a massive issue defensively. He was never as good as he was attacking-wise defensively. But, attacking-wise and just as an all-round player, what a player. What a player. Won absolutely everything by the time he was 21, 22 for one of the greatest sides we've ever seen in the Premier League. So I feel like that's not a terrible shout at all. And yes, Alisson over Schmeichel for sure. Alisson... Ask any goalkeeper in the modern era. In fact, there's countless interviews about Alisson Becker where people talk about how good he is 1v1. There's no goalkeeper better than Alisson 1v1. None. Absolutely none. You might say other keepers are better at different things. Maybe there's keepers who are more commanding of their area. Maybe there's better keepers at, certain shot-stopping things. But I would never, ever, ever, ever say that there's a better goalkeeper than Alisson. At different points in his career, Courtois was fantastic. Neuer, I think both of those would be up there. Schmeichel was great. Van der Sar was great. I would have Van der Sar over Schmeichel. Van der Sar was better than Schmeichel, in my opinion. Daniel, what opinion do you think is your most unpopular one or the one you get most stick for? Oh, I don't know. There's a few, but it's not something I like rejoice in. I don't know. I don't catalogue them because I don't have an opinion. I've not got an opinion just for the sake of it being unpopular. I'm not trying to get clickbait here. It's not that. I believe me, whenever I say something and we talk about it at length, I'm not just saying it to get clicks and likes. We talk about it, don't we? And I justify it. I can give you a solid argument. Even if we don't agree, I can give you a very solid argument as to why that is and why I believe it. So, I don't know what my most unpopular one is. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Daniel, Wanyeri and Hutchinson linking up would cook. Yeah, agreed. I'd like to see Wanyeri come on. Fernie, they were footballers back in the day. Pele, Maradona and George Best. Good players now, but more like athletes. That is a very good point, Fernie. Yes, very good point. You can be an athlete first and a footballer second now. Back then, like Matt Le Tissier, we've said this before on the channel quite a few times. Matt Le Tissier wouldn't start now. He wouldn't play for the Premier League team, Matt Le Tissier. And Matt Le Tissier in the 90s was one of the best Premier League players we'd seen. Same with Zola. Ronnie Dodge, I tell you the one team I do miss in the Prem is Portsmouth. K70, so when England players are funny, they are very bad. AZ, would you rather keep Konate for the year and let his contract run or get Gay now and get rid of Konate? I'd rather keep Konate, but if we are going to sell him, then I think we've got to get Gay in. So, yeah, I don't know, mate. I would rather keep Konate because I think he's the second best centre-back in world football. So, yeah, I'd rather keep him. But if he's decided he's going to leave, then we need to get a replacement. Mahin, what is your verdict on Isak? I think Isak will move in the next 12 months, whether it's to Liverpool or somewhere else. And I think if he pushes to move this summer, Liverpool will get him. Ethan, Southall's better than Banks. Southall, yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree that Southall was better than Banks. Oblak's very good too, yeah. That guy, Jack562, what games are we live for tonight? We're live for Germany against France in the Under-21 semi-final, which is the other semi-final to this one. England and the Netherlands is on now. It's 0-0 at half-time, and then the other semi-finals, Germany-France. That kicks off at 8 p.m, so we'll be live for that too. Daniel, you don't even need to watch Maradona play to know how good he was. Just go to Napoli. It's like God walked on earth. One of the best goals I've ever seen is for Maradona against Napoli. I mean, even, do you know what? Some people will laugh at, YouTube compilations and things like that. But if you just watch, just search up Diego Maradona Napoli goals. Take 5 minutes. Oh, they've got a different class. Absolutely different class. Alfie, right now, I take Reece James over Trent, and Kyle Walker, I would say, is better than him in his prime. Kyle Walker was a defender, mate, and he could defend better than Trent, but he was never generational. Like, he was never, ever... No one's going to look back on Kyle Walker and say he's anything other than a fast player. He was a fast and strong defender. That's it. He was never... Honestly, the amount of times Kyle Walker got Man City in trouble... Defensive, and he going forward, he was useless as well. So Kyle Walker, I can Reece James, I can kind of understand. Good going forward, Reece James. He's kind of come after Trent, and he's Trent's blazed the trail, and Reece James has come through, and he's been a good player for Chelsea, but he's always injured. And in terms of goals, assists, all that, he's nowhere near Trent. So he's a poor imitation of Trent going forward, Reece James. And Kyle Walker, although he's better than Trent defensively. And listen, this is coming from someone, I don't even like Trent. I hate him at the minute. He's annoyed me. I booed him, But he's not. He's still the best right back in the world. However you want to dress it up. Chimey, Trent is excellent, not unique. Key, I think he is unique. Name me another right back who got those sorts of contributions. There's no right back who has even come close to, being a superstar in a team. No right back who's even come close to it. None. Over the years, we've had functional right backs, right? We've always had, even the very best right backs of all time, Cafu's, right? Gary Neville. Gary Neville was a great right back, very functional. He could defend, he could get forward on an overlap. He was all right. He wasn't all right. He was very good. He was very, very good. He could do a bit of both. But he was never Trent levels at both, and Gary Neville says this. He was never Trent levels going forward. Defensively, he was probably better than Trent. But going forward, Trent is like a million times better. Trent is like having Kevin De Bruyne at right back. And that's been the difference. That has been the difference. Kieran Trippier! Kieran Trippier! Get out of town, Chimey. Kieran Trippier. Lamb. See, Lamb was very good. But again, functional. Like Thuram, Lamb, Cafu. Great players. Great players. But they were never the stars in the team, were they? They were never the stars of the team. I think Trent was. Every season he was like one of the main contributors to you was never having, in the Brazil side, put it this way, in the Brazil side, you was never having Cafu on the posters, was you? If you was having, a Mount Rushmore of the Brazil 2002 World Cup winning side, Cafu wasn't on there. If you're having a Liverpool Mount Rushmore of the, you'd put Trent in there, wouldn't you? That's what I'm saying. Stars. Alfie, I will say if Trent was playing for a team that was always on the back foot, I don't think he'd do very well. I mean, you could make that argument for anyone, though, couldn't you? You could make that argument for any player. Oliver Taylor, when will Milos Kerkez be announced? I don't know. Soon. It's done. It is done. Ethan Cancelo prime before he fell out with Pep. What could have been? Plays both sides elite. Good player, Cancelo. Yeah, very good player. Same with Kimmich. Chimey, I bet most of Trent's assists are from a simple pass to Salah. Oh, no. The amount of assists that Trent should have had as well. Have a look at the... I think there's a compilation I saw on social media not that long before he actually handed his transfer request in or whatever. And it was expected assists for Trent. The amount of times over the last 4, 5, 6 years where he's put it on a plate for Liverpool centre forwards and they've missed it. The guy's different class. Dani Alves, another one. Yeah, very, very good player. Very, very good player. Dani Alves was exceptional. I'd probably say Dani Alves is up there, actually. Dani Alves is probably... If we're talking of all time, I'm not going to say Trent's the best right back of all time, but I think he's the best Premier League right back of all time. I think if we're then talking Europe and Premier League, then yeah, Dani Alves, I think I'd probably put Dani Alves ahead of him. Yeah. And I don't really feel good about that given Dani Alves' recent news, but you know what I mean? He was a great player. Zanetti was incredible. Yeah, he was a wonderful player. J-Star Trading, I don't think we can compare different eras of footy. Why not? So that's fun. That's all we do on this channel. Christ, I'm trying to build a channel based on comparing eras of footy. Don't do that to me. Gunners94, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Ethan, Dani Alves and Messi link up technically clear of Trent bar long passing. Gunners94, Maldini. Oh, Maldini was left, wasn't he? Left or centre-back, but he was great. Absolutely brilliant. Alfie, I'd take Ivanovic over Trent. Ivanovic was very good. Yeah, I liked Ivanovic. Yeah, I don't think I'd have him starting over Trent, but there's probably an argument that I'd have. See, I'd have Ivanovic over Kyle Walker. And I would have Ivanovic over Reece James as well. So it's whether or not I'd have Ivanovic over Gary Neville. I'm not sure that I would. I think Trent. Even Azpilicueta was good though at right back, wasn't he? Azpilicueta was underrated. He's another one. Dave, I liked him. Gunners94, oh, I thought we was just naming players. No, we're generally just chit-chatting about the best players in certain positions over time. Right. What was I going to say? Big thank you to everyone, by the way. If you haven't yet, please do. If you're on TikTok and you're planning to stay with us for the rest of this game, because we're just about to kick off for the second half, please do consider getting over to YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything, massively helps me. It's a different camera angle over at YouTube. We've got better audio quality, we've got a better camera angle, we've got a scoreboard, we've got goal animations and things like that. If you want to help me, get over to YouTube, search Premier League Dad and give us a like and a subscribe on that channel. We're live on there right now. Please do the same if you're on YouTube. Makes a big difference. Right, hang on a second. I need to start the clock again. Come on, Kieran, sort yourself out, lad. There you go. Right. What else have I missed? Sorry. Bogdan, how's it going, Bogdan? Good to see you, man. How is the match going? I'm late. How is the match going? England have had probably the two best chances. Harvey Elliott's missed a couple of chances. Good saves from the keeper, though. Not really missed. Good saves from the keeper. Beyond that, we've not really seen an awful lot of action, either from the Netherlands or from England. It's been pretty scrappy. Lots of, back and forth, head tennis. England scrapping for second balls. Teams not really being able to knock it around. It feels like it's quite cagey at the minute. It's quite cagey. So, mate, I'm hoping the second half it all opens up a bit, Daniel, Trent would have had more England appearances if he was that good. I think Liverpool are a better team having let Trent go. I disagree. I think England. Here's what I think with Trent, right? I'll maybe I do have to concede a point on this one. I think that Trent Alexander-Arnold, in order to be the best right back in the world, which I think he has been for many, many years, and I still think he is, even though I don't like him, by the way. Don't like him. Very annoyed with him. Very upset with him. But wonderful, wonderful player. I think he's been the best right back in the world for many, many years. That said, I think in order for him to be the best right back in the world, he has had to have a system cultivated for him. He's had to have players around him and players in the team who will cover for him when he plays higher than normal. That's why I think so if you imagine Liverpool's right back, Liverpool's left back, what's had to happen at many, many times is that Andy Robertson has had to go like that, a little bit deeper, and Trent's gone forward. So that Liverpool have almost played with Robertson as a left centre-back to cover for Trent, and then Van Dijk has gone more central like a sweeper, and Konate's played right back. That's what's ended up happening with Liverpool over the years. To get the best out of Trent, Trent's played more like a right winger, Salah's played more like a centre-forward, and then we've had it's almost like the pitch has gone like that. Just tilted slightly. So that's what it feels like has happened. And I think that's what we're going to see at Real Madrid. He's going to go to Real Madrid, he's going to realise, and Xabi Alonso is going to realise, that unless we make significant changes in other areas of the pitch, we're probably not going to get the best out of this kid. So time will tell. Alfie Aspi was one of the best, or was one of the few that played for the badge, and done everything for the team. I'd agree with that. Yeah, great. I really liked Azpilicueta. He was one of those players who I think could have played for Liverpool, and I would have really liked him. So yeah, I really respect Azpilicueta. Chimey, I think Dumfries is better than Trent. Behave yourself. Don't talk wet. He doesn't. See, this is the thing. Bissek does all the defending for Dumfries. Bissek did all the defending for Dumfries. Dumfries doesn't. He plays in a back three, or a back five, rather. So it's a little bit different for Dumfries. Daniel, do you think there's a Liverpool player who you don't rate as highly as other fans? Oh, God. A Liverpool player that I don't rate as highly as other fans? Probably Torres. We've talked about it. Torres, I didn't rate as highly. Other Liverpool players that I don't know. No, not really. That's probably the only one. Torres. Every other Liverpool player, I reckon, I've got a pretty good handle on, and I rate them about as highly as everyone else does. And then there's some outliers that I rate significantly higher than a lot of other people do. Like, for example, I think Suarez, Van Dijk, Alisson, Trent, Gerrard are probably the best people in their positions in my entire lifetime. Maybe not Trent, actually. Maybe we conceded Dani Alves. So maybe, but Gerrard, Van Dijk, Salah. Actually, no, not Salah. Gerrard, Van Dijk. Who did I say? Gerrard, Van Dijk, Suarez, Alisson. Them four. Gerrard, Van Dijk, Suarez, Alisson. Them four. Them floor. Yeah. Daniel, England played 3 at the back for a number of years, which would have suited his defensive frailties. I would have thought they would have played him more then. Yo, Samuel, do you think that prime AC Milan was the best football team ever? Do I think that prime AC Milan was the best football team ever? No. No, they were a good side, though. Daniel, I know you don't like Trent. You love him. You'd take him back in 12 months. He isn't coming back. He's never wearing the red of Liverpool again. Never. Gakpo. Ooh, yeah, Gakpo. Do you know what? A lot of rival fans rate Gakpo higher than I do. And I do like Gakpo, but I don't think he's anywhere near as good as maybe other people rate him to be. Clayden, good to see you, Clayden. Thanks for coming across from TikTok, mate. Really appreciate that. Good to see you. Alfie Caicedo clears Gerrard. Oh, Alfie. Oh, Alfie. Grumpy Moose 9, what's your YouTube name? Premier League Dad, mate. Premier League Dad. I'm Premier League Dad on all socials. If you want to find me on any social, go and search. YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everything. I'm Premier League Dad on them all. We've raced to 5,000 something subscribers in little under 6 months. So we're growing really, really quickly. And yeah, if you want to join the community, come and get over on YouTube. Go and let us know what you're thinking. Gunners, oh sorry, we've done that. What do you think of Lauren? Lauren was a good player. Yeah, Lauren was a good right back. I'm not sure he's like one of the all-timers, but he was a very good right back. J-Star Trading, Paul Parker over Neville proved me wrong. Paul Parker's nowhere near now. Although Dennis Irwin on the left is one that many people don't often think about. That guy Jack, 562, my mate told me he takes Gyökeres over Van Persie, Di Natale, Sanchez and Shevchenko. Well, I would say you need to get new mates. J-Star Trading, him and Rice should be roommates to count their pieces of silver. You don't like Declan, do you? Jesse, thank you very much for that, Jesse. Really appreciate that. Gunners, Martinelli nearly ended Trent. Nicholas Arno, Adam Lallana's retired. Streets won't forget. I quite liked Adam Lallana. Yeah, he was okay. Gunners, 1994. Is there any Liverpool players you don't like now? Liverpool players that I don't like now. Curtis Jones, I'm not a massive fan of. Yeah, Curtis Jones, I'm not a massive fan of. Who else? There's not really anyone else, to be honest. Just Curtis Jones, that's about it. Everyone else I really like. Yeah, good players, work hard. Curtis Jones, I just think Curtis Jones is one of those that... it could be so much more. But I think he thinks he's better than he is. He's a little bit... Yeah, I'm not sure about Curtis. Gunners 94, Suarez is not better than Henry. I mean, I think Suarez was and is, yeah, peak Suarez was better than Henry. Yeah. Maybe if we're just talking Premier League only, maybe you'd put Henry because he had the more longevity. Suarez probably only had 2 good seasons in the Prem. But Suarez, he was different class. He was unbelievable. He's out of this world. He could do things that Henry couldn't. There was goals that Henry could... Everything that Henry could do, Suarez could do, and Suarez could do more. So, again, I'd say it's close, but Suarez, Henry, Ronaldo, yeah, they're up there. There's not much in it. Ethan Trent put his transfer request in around the same time Doku got past him 11 times in a game. He didn't get past him though, did he? That's the interesting thing. Watch this. Honestly, you can watch all of the times that Doku knocked it past him. Trent always got back in position. He never actually did anything with it. He never did anything with it. Nicholas Arno, Luis Diaz is the only one I can't like. Too frustrating to watch sometimes. I love Luis Diaz. I love Diaz. Do you know why? Because he's one of the... I agree, he's dead frustrating. Luis Diaz reminds me a lot of, if you're old enough to remember Luis Garcia for Liverpool. Luis Garcia for Liverpool was one of those players who he would do things in a game and you'd be like, wow, unbelievable that. And then he'd miss a sitter or he'd give a simple pass away and you'd just be, oh, it's so frustrating. But he could do things that nobody else could. And Luis Diaz is a little bit like that. Yeah. 1 second. Adama, how's it going? Hello, how's it going? How's the game going? It's going very well with me. Hope it's going well with you, mate. We're 10 minutes into the second half. I'm not blown away by the entertainment, to be honest. It's been pretty dull. I am hopeful that we'll get some more entertainment in the last half hour of the game. Maybe it'll open up. It feels very cagey. Netherlands, they're not quite... They've actually started knocking it around quite well in the last 5 minutes or so, Netherlands. England have had all the best chances in the game. Harvey Elliott's had 2 of them. He's forced the keeper into a couple of good saves. But England can't keep hold of the ball. Can't keep hold of the ball. James Greer, what about Puskas? I didn't see enough of Puskas to make a comment on Ferenc Puskas. Alfie, who do you think is the best player to ever put on an England shirt? Gerrard. Steven Gerrard. Yeah. Could do anything. And did, quite frequently. Daniel, I'll miss Martinelli cooking Trent every game. Trent is just a modern Ian Hart. Another very good fullback though, Ian Hart. What a player he was. Could take a free kick, couldn't he, Ian Hart? Yours Samuel, Suarez is still goated. Just look at his last goal in the Club World Cup. He was exceptional, wasn't he? Daniel, Pires or Overmars? Pires. Loved Marco Overmars, but yeah, I would say Pires. England a chance here, must be. Oh, good block again from the Netherlands here. Hey bro, what area are you from? I'm from the northwest, mate. Northwest of England, Merseyside. I'm not got an L postcode. I'm not a Scouser, but I am a Liverpool fan. I've been to hundreds, if not maybe not thousands, but I've certainly been to hundreds of games over the years. Home and away, watch Liverpool home and away. My dad's been to, or did go to pretty much every Liverpool game since 1972. That's why I'm a Liverpool fan. Don't profess to be a Scouser, but I now watch football with you guys day in, day out. That's what I do. That's what this channel's about. We watch football matches every single day. Every single day, at least one football match on this channel. 2 today. But we watch footy matches from all around the world, different leagues. So if you like watching watch-alongs, if you like watching footy matches, I'll tell you where to watch them. You can watch them for free online. All the games that we do. And yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Come and check it out. Favourite Liverpool match as a fan? Favourite Liverpool match? I'd be lying if I said it wasn't... if it wasn't Istanbul. I'd have to say Istanbul. Yeah, Istanbul was great. Barcelona 4-0 was great. But you know the one that always kind of makes me, when people say what goal did you celebrate, like the hardest, what goal do you remember celebrating and just like being absolutely like just can't, but the one that always stands out is Dejan Lovren against Borussia Dortmund. Even though we didn't end up winning that competition, it was in the first season Klopp came to the club, and we didn't expect to win. It was a proper comeback goal. It was unbelievable. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Dejan Lovren for Liverpool against Dortmund, 4-3. But yeah, my favourite game would probably be Istanbul, of course it was. FM No Casuals, absolutely dreadful game. Ethan, Joe Cole or Craig Bellamy? Love both. Definitely Bellas. Yeah, Joe Cole's a rat. Didn't like him at all. Jimi Hendrix, get a United shirt behind you, you absolute muppet. No, mate, I'm alright for bog roll. Nicholas Arno, did you watch Bokovic Auckland yesterday? No, we watched We watched Benfica against Bayern, and I was thoroughly disappointed. It was 1-0 it finished in the end, and it was crap. Alfie, Rooney over Gerrard, and even Frank Lampard over Gerrard. What a surprise. The Chelsea fan thinks Frank Lampard over Gerrard. Again, nobody other than Chelsea fans, nobody's picking Lampard over Gerrard. Daniel, as I said, there'd be 10 goals in this game yesterday. You did, didn't you? Yeah. Well, no, you said 20. I think I said 10, didn't I? I said over 10 in this one and the other one combined. So now we've got to hope for like a 5-5 in the other game. Claydon, I've supported Liverpool since 2010. Wow. 2010, bloody hell. So you started supporting us around about the time Roy Hodgson was at the club. Christ, you're a brave man. You're a very brave man. Daniel, what's the difference between Liverpool and Merseyside? Merseyside is a county. Liverpool is a city. So, yeah. It's like saying it's the difference between, I don't know, Islington and Greater London. Islington is in Greater London, just as Liverpool is in Merseyside. Adama, been supporting Liverpool since 77. The year we won a European Cup as well. First won a European Cup, isn't it? That's the first European Cup, 77. 77, 78, 81, 84, 05, 20, 19, 20, whatever it was. Nice. Love that. Dickle, I guess you liked Dirk Kuyt as well then. I did. I love Dirk Kuyt. Yeah, that might be one of my most unpopular opinions, that Dirk Kuyt was one of the most underrated Liverpool players of all time. Claydon, I was on my knees when we scored the winner v Dortmund. It was great, that, wasn't it? Absolutely great. I think if we didn't have the nicest neighbours ever, they'd have probably put a noise complaint in that night because I was absolutely screaming when Lovren scored. Like, I'd have been wondering if there was like a murder going on next door. Daniel, what was wrong with Joe Cole? Joe Cole, as a player, before he came to Liverpool, was fine. And then he came to Liverpool and I realised that he was an absolute numpty. Daniel, you're the only person to like Bellamy, mate. No, any club that has had Craig Bellamy play for him likes him. Liked it. He was a great player. Fabulous player. England are in here. Must be 1-0. Finish it. Yes, get in there. 1-0 England. What a finish that is. Who put it in? Who scored that? It's my mate Harvey Elliott. What a finish. What a fabulous finish. Smashed it into the roof of the net. England 1, Netherlands 0. There you go. 1-0. Get in there. We love it. It's a fabulous finish. It's an absolute screamer from Harvey Elliott. Nicholas Arno, Lovren against Dortmund is the one I was going to say as well. Gunners 94, Scholes over Gerrard and Rooney over Gerrard, but not Lampard. Even Scholes doesn't think Gerrard, even Scholes doesn't think Scholes is better than Gerrard. Scholes has said this. Nicholas Arno supporting Liverpool since 03. 03. How are we determining when we started supporting the club, by the way? Is it first game or what? Daniel, is it bad if I don't renew my Arsenal membership if Arsenal don't buy a striker? No, hey, listen, you can choose what to do with your membership, can't you? Whatever you think, mate. Whatever you think. Adama, goal. Harvey Elliott, what a goal as well. Alfie, need England to hold on to this for my bet. Me too, mate. Yeah, me too. I've got England to qualify. Great goal, that. Cheeto, who wins? England at this point. England 1, Netherlands 0. So I think England are going to stick with it. J-Star Trading, I always liked Bellamy when he played for us. He was, West Ham fans, Blackburn fans, Newcastle fans are a little bit funny with him because he had a fallout with Shearer, didn't he? Yeah, but he was exceptional at Coventry, at Norwich. He was just a great player, Bellamy. And he's one of them who we never quite realised his potential because he was such a mouthy shit house. Almost like every word he went, he just pissed people off. Claydon, he might be leaving Liverpool, but what a finish that was. It was, wasn't it? It was an absolute screamer. Smashed it into the top of the net. Dickle, not a goal for the English. Reisiger, get rid. Alfie, my dad's a die-hard Spurs fan and I'm a Chelsea fan. What happened there then? Why are you not a Spurs fan? Shay472 Scholes has said a lot of things that aren't true. He's done a lot of things I bet he regrets as well. That video with his daughter. Amari Hutchinson on the left-hand side for England here. Potentially 2. No, all the way back to Alex Scott. That guy, Jack, what is your favourite game this season? My favourite game this season? Wow. I couldn't tell you, mate. I couldn't tell you. Honestly, couldn't tell you. Trying to think of... Do you know what? Honestly, one of the best games that we've watched on this channel, I would say. I've quite enjoyed watching the Vanarama National League playoff final, Oldham against Southend. Loved watching that. That was a great game. I really enjoyed... There's quite a lot of games I've enjoyed. Yeah. But none that like immediately stand out this season. Boys V2, how about the score? 1-0 to England, mate. J-Star Trading, I also think they should have never played in the same England team, Lampard and Gerrard. It should have been Gerrard and Carrick, shouldn't it? Gerrard and Carrick would have been exactly what you needed. Zamudio, Dortmund win. Yeah, I think Dortmund will win. Nicholas Arno, I was 8 or 9, so showing a bit of my age here. Ethan, love him as a manager now. Bellamy speaks really well. No Skill Aaron, who are you backing in the late kickoff? I've got Germany. I've backed England and Germany to win. Germany to beat France. France under 21s haven't been very good in this tournament. They've been quite poor. They have been quite poor. Reese, I love seeing Joey Barton act as if he was one of the Prem's best players. He's hard work, isn't he, Joey Barton? He's hard work. Yours, Samuel, what's that one football conspiracy that you believe to be true? The one football conspiracy that you believe to be true. I think you've asked me this before, haven't you? We've talked about it. Yeah, we've done this before. I can't remember what we said, though. We did have this question literally about 2 or 3 lives ago. Or 2 or 3 weeks ago, it might have been. It was a while back. But I do remember we talked about this. Daniel, Coventry fans definitely don't like him. Do they not? I thought Coventry fans didn't mind him. Bellamy or Vardy? Vardy. Yeah, Vardy at his best was... Although I don't know, that's not a bad little comparison, you know. Bellamy probably did... yeah, I don't know, you know. Bellamy had a lot to his game that maybe Vardy didn't. Alfie, you know what it was. Didier Drogba against Bayern. Didier Drogba against Bayern. See, I would say he's one of the more overrated players of all time, Didier Drogba. As in strikers in the Premier League. Strikers in the Premier League, I'm not sure Drogba makes my top 10. A good player. A very, very good player, and I really, really liked him. But he's not top 10. He gets a lot of... He gets a lot more PR. He had one good season, really, at Chelsea. That was it. The rest of the time, he was... You know, he's just a good target man who got a few in a good side. But he had one elite season. Alfie, Pollux, Gerrard and Carrick. Mate, you needed a proper CDM in that side. Honestly, it needed to be Gerrard and Hargreaves or Gerrard and Carrick or Gerrard and anyone. Just Gerrard, someone who could do the dirty work for Gerrard. Instead, what they did was they tried to accommodate Gerrard, Lampard and Scholes by usually putting Scholes on the left or Gerrard on the right and then getting whoever the other one was to basically do all the dirty work for Frank Lampard. So Frank Lampard got the best of it. He ended up scoring loads for England. He never had to do any defensive work. It was always Scholes and Gerrard doing more. Daniel, do you remember Liverpool 0, Arsenal 2, 89? No, that was just a little bit before my time. That wasn't old enough really to remember it. Why is it Liverpool get a lot of double punches, score right after? I don't know, resilience, I guess. Daniel, Bellamy talked down on Coventry and publicly made himself out to be better than the club. Did he really? I didn't realise that. Drogba did it in cup finals. He did, yes. He had a good record in big games, didn't he, Drogba? He also knocked Liverpool out of the UEFA Cup. Harvey, Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey wasn't bad. J-Star Trading, Vardy's missus can do one, though. Cobra, who will win the Premier League? I think right now you'd have to say Liverpool are favourites. It's probably a straight shot between Liverpool or City. Yeah. Between Liverpool and City. That's what I would say. Between Liverpool and City. I can't see anyone else really challenging. Another cooling break. Bloody hell. Alfie Ramirez. Ramirez is heavily underrated. Oscar was. I'm not sure Ramirez. Ramirez wasn't. Oscar definitely, though. That was a great finish by Harvey Elliott, that. It was a fabulous finish, that. Really, really good goal. J-Star Trading, I remember that game. Michael Thomas, Liverpool bought him after that. Well, we did buy him, but not on the basis of that game. We ended up buying Michael Thomas when it was about 4 or 5 years after that, wasn't it? He was with Liverpool in like 95, 96. Mohit, what do you think? Can Netherlands equalise? Well, they can. Yeah, they can equalise. But as of now, mate, they haven't really put England under any pressure. They haven't really... I think Netherlands will be very disappointed that they've not actually created any clear chances. Kieran, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Yeah, very, very good. I am really good, thank you. Hopefully you are too. Daniel, players wearing cold towels. The game is gone. Alfie, Oscar left too soon. Couldn't see his true potential. Wonderful, wonderful player, Oscar. But again, he was very clear, wasn't he? He said, I want to move to China so I can look after my family. And yeah, why not? That was what he wanted to do in the end. He wanted to go and earn the big bucks in China. Kieran, I'm watching you while I am waiting for my bus home. Do you know what? I had someone message me. This is getting increasingly weird on this channel. That's not weird, by the way. I look at Kieran, your sound. Absolutely sound as a pound, Kieran. But I have had some people message me recently who have said some mad stuff. One of which, I had a guy the other day. I think he was a guy anyway. I don't know. I'm saying he was a guy. But it was a faceless channel, but it sounded like a dude's name anyway. This person messaged me. Oh my God, what a goal from the Netherlands. What an absolute screamer from Ohio that is. It's an absolute disaster from Beadle. Oh my God, what a goal that is. Michael Rising is celebrating. And that is an absolute screamer from Ohio. 8 goals in 15 matches for the Netherlands. He is flying, and that is some finish. That is some finish. It's an absolute worldie. He's literally come off the bench, 80 seconds, 90 seconds ago? That's a screamer. It's an absolute screamer from the Utrecht man. He's such a good player. He's done really well for Utrecht. He was actually on loan, wasn't he, at Hull? He was at Hull for a spell last season. But he's still a young man, obviously. He's gone back to Utrecht. Very, very good finish that. It must be 50 yards out there. Must be 50 yards out. The keeper's had an absolute shocker, Beadle. But what a finish that is. What an absolute screamer that is. I can't believe that. There you go. Alfie, he done the right thing, to be fair. Family before everything. 100%. Yeah, family comes first, always. Your Samuel, we had a conversation about that a few weeks back. But this topic interests me a lot, so I asked again. I think you mentioned about some kind of playoff game. Yeah, I can't remember what we said. Let me have a think. Yours, we've done that one. Alfie, 2-2-2, Max Verstappen. Chimey said both teams to score. There you go. We did talk about it. Kieran, do you know who it was, mate? No, I don't know who it was, but this person messaged me and said, it was a nice message. I think at the heart of what they was trying to say to me, that it was a nice message. But they said, hi, Kee. Just wanted to say, really, really like your lives. Really appreciate your lives. I find your voice really soulful. Or not soulful. What did he use? I'm using the word soulful. He didn't say soulful. He said, I find your voice very... I think did he use the word calming? I think he said calming. Either way, he basically said that he listens to me while he sleeps. Which, by the way, if you are watching or listening, that's cool. That's absolutely cool. Whatever works for you. Whatever works. I listen to Carl Pilkington and Ricky Gervais while I sleep. So, it's not. I'm not saying it's odd listening to things while you sleep. It's absolutely fine. I'm not saying it's odd. But it did freak me out a little bit. It did, just ever so slightly freaked me out a little bit. But more so because I'm not used to the idea of anyone really watching me while they sleep. That's mad. But, whatever works for you, man. Whatever works. I've put out probably 600, 700 hours, maybe even more, like 1,000 hours actually on YouTube. So there's probably a lot of footage of me talking. I wouldn't have imagined it had been something that someone would want to fall asleep to, mind. But hey, if that works for you, man, good luck. Benny, why are Arsenal not signing big players? Something wrong with their board, mate. They're just not quite there. I think Arsenal. They're just not quite committed to it, and I don't know what's going on. Paul Harris, will Stoke City do better this season than they did last season? Yeah. I think they will. There's some good players. That Manhoef as well, obviously the right winger in this game. So yeah, Manhoef. There's a lot of good players at Stoke. I think you might actually keep Lewis Koumas from Liverpool. Maybe you'll sign Lewis Koumas permanently. Be a good sign. Ethan, Gareth Barry would have unlocked the players around him for England back. Gareth, see, there you go. That's what I meant. Not Owen Hargreaves, not Michael Carrick. Gareth Barry. Gareth Barry in a midfield with Steven Gerrard. Rafa Benitez knew the score. If you'd have had that for England, that would have been the one that would have won England a big tournament. Let Gerrard go. Daniel Birkby, did England win? Well, it's 1-1 at the moment. Harvey Elliott's just floated one to the back stick here. Netherlands clear it away. ST467, do you watch any Scottish football? Yes, we do, yeah. Watched the Old Firm. I watched both legs of the Ross County against Livingston playoff towards the end of the season. We watched quite a lot of Scottish footy, and we will be watching the opening weekend of the Scottish Football League because it starts about a week or 2 weeks before the Premier League does. So, yeah, we'll definitely be watching some SPL in the early part of August because it starts before some of the other big leagues. Reese, I had to double take there, Key. Thought you said a very different word beginning with P. Claydon Green, what a ridiculous goal we conceded there. FM No Casuals, you need to attack and finish games off, man. Sitting back just invites pressure. Does, doesn't it? Daniel, I've never seen a near post goal scored from further out. I know, yeah. You always say keepers should do better at the near post, but in that case, he was just well out of position. It was just clever, that. It was just really, really clever play. Do you know what? It was very similar to the goal. I don't know if you remember, if any of you were here for it, but we watched the relegation playoff between Stade Reims and Metz towards the end of last season in the French league, and Metz scored a goal very, very similar to that. I think it was further out as well. It was near the halfway line. But he scored a goal very, very similar to that. Yoda, football players living in luxury homes, driving luxury cars when they act like I have to feed my family. I want to slap them so hard. Sorry for my poor English. No, I mean, it's perfect English. Absolutely perfect English, Yoda. That's great. Good point. Well made. Alfie, I can't see England risking going for another and getting caught out on the counter. Can see extra time coming. Well, if extra time is coming indeed, then we've got an hour and 20 minutes until Germany and France kick off. So it looks like if it does go to extra time, we'll be all the way through to that. We'll be going all the way through. So stick with me if you haven't yet. Make sure you get over to YouTube, click Premier League Dad, and you can watch the footy with us. Davy Jetpack, I heard you the first time, Chief. Am I still scaffolding? Not done any scaffolding for a long while, no. Gav's highlights, how's it going? We got a nice 3-0 win earlier on. Now we got Benfica, which I think could be tough. Yeah, did you stay up and watch it? I think Chelsea-Benfica would be an interesting game, but I think you should do them. James Greer, he would have been better if he had false teeth. Change Gray. Bellamy's my favourite Celtic. Oh, yeah, he was at Celtic as well, wasn't he? Yeah, he did well at Celtic. Tiago Boton, Brazil. Who do you support, Tiago? Daniel Hutchinson off and Wanyeri on. Hutchinson off and Wanyeri is still on the bench. Is he really? I didn't see the changes, by the way. Claydon Groom, do you watch any EFL games? Yes, mate. Yeah, we watched loads, absolutely loads of footy last season. Towards the end of the season, we watched loads of League One, League Two, Championship. We watched all the playoffs. League 2, League 1, Championship playoffs, and the National League playoffs. Oldham and Southend, we watched all them. We watched Stevenage against Birmingham. We watched Stoke against Sheffield United. Coventry against Plymouth. Coventry against West Brom. All of these towards the end of the season. This is just off the top of my head. We watched loads of footy. Absolutely loads of footy on this channel. And yeah, quite a lot of it is Championship and League 1, League 2. Some of it's Premier League, some of it's Bundesliga. We generally prioritise the Premier League, but as you know, there's always footy on. Always. And to be honest, what I am starting to do and what I have started to do is ask the chat, ask you guys what games should we watch? And we'll put a few options up on YouTube and let people decide. You can decide on YouTube, tell me which games you think we should be watching next. I might do that actually for the next game. We've got Germany and France kicking off at 8 p.m. And I might let you decide what games we do next week, because we've got a choice really between some of the women's games. Got the women's Euros coming up. So I need your decisions on which one we watch out of them. Gav's highlights, yeah, stayed up. Nice. It was obviously good to see the Lat getting a goal as well. Netherlands in on the left-hand side here now. Oh, cleared away. Kieran Baines, I haven't watched the match, but how was Hutchinson done? Hutchinson's done all right. He's been subbed off. He's probably been England's most dangerous player, I would argue. He created a couple of chances for Harvey Elliott. And he did very, very well. Yeah, did very, very well, but he's been subbed off. Looked like he was tiring a little bit towards the end. That's probably what was in Lee Carsley's thinking. But yeah, he did very, very well. Hutchinson off for Brooke, Norton, Cuffy, and Jonathan Rose come on for McAtee. Alfie Weatherall, what is the minute in? It's 82 minutes, Alfie. J-Star Trading, do you remember the centre circle penalty shootouts in the MLS? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Claydon Groom, I'm waiting for the EFL fixtures to release tomorrow. Oh yeah, 26th, I forgot about that. Elliot Anderson hung it up to the far post here. Chance for England. Itty! Itty! No! Stop fannying about with it, Itty! Oh! Harvey, come on. You've got to shoot there. How many times? Trying to walk it in. Just shoot. The ball fell to him there, and all he needed to do was have a shot. Just pissing about with it, honestly. Robert, good to see you, mate. Has Elliot had more than 2 shots on target? Yes, he has had more than 2 shots on target. Yeah, he's had 2, and then he had the goal, so he's definitely had 2 shots on target at minimum. He's had 3, sorry. 3 is a bare minimum. Kieran, I haven't watched the match. Oh, sorry, done that. Did you hear Gary Lineker said Liam Delap could be the next Harry Kane? I think that's excessive. But, you know, I'm sure that is what England will be hoping for. He's certainly the next English, you know, main centre-forward, isn't he? The next young English centre-forward. So I can understand the comparison. Right, here is Ethan Wanyeri. Ethan Wanyeri and Hayden Hackney about to come on. So we've got our wish, Daniel. He's about to come on here. Alfie, bollocks man, England needed to win. Oh, needed England to win this game. Have you got England to win or England to qualify? This is your mistake. England to win in 90 minutes in a semi-final. You never back them to win in 90 minutes. Always to qualify. Pick a team to qualify. It's basically the same odds anyway. Oh, it's not far off. Scott's gone off. Hackney's come on. And Wanyeri has come on for Stansfield. Stansfield off. Jaden Thompson, James Trafford, fee agreed. Robert 14, are you alright? Yeah, really good, mate. Doing well. Ant Brit, and Harvey Elliott is class, needs more game time. I think he will get game time, but he'll have to leave Liverpool to get it, mate. That's the problem. Good piece of play there by Beadle. Very, very smart goalkeeping. Clayton Groom, will Wanyeri do anything? Yeah, I think he will, yeah. I think he will. I like Wanyeri. I hope he will. Although, do you know what? He's getting like 5 minutes here and there to kind of make an effect, and I'm not sure if he's going to get enough of the ball to make a difference. But I think in extra time, assuming it gets to extra time, I think he could maybe have an influence, some fresh legs. Robert 14, no signs of Livramento. Livramento's is on the pitch. He started. He's playing. BCFC, Stanos ran himself into the ground again. He hasn't really done much in this tournament, to be honest. Here's Harvey Elliott. Great play. Hit it, Harvey. Must be. What a goal, Harvey Elliott. What a goal. It's 2-1 England. They've done it. They've done it, and it's that man again. Harvey Elliott. What a goal. Get in there, Harvey. What a fabulous finish that is. What an absolute screamer from Harvey Elliott, and he deserves it. And we've just been talking about him. It's an absolute screamer. It's an absolute worldie from Harvey Elliott to put England almost on the brink of the final. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. Absolutely unbelievable this. Look at Harvey Elliott. Look at him. He's just soaking up the adoration of the crowd. He picked the ball up in the midfield area, skips past one, skips past another, and they just said, just go for it, Harvey. He runs to the centre of the edge of the box, and just to the edge of the area, left-footed, smashes it into the bottom corner, past Roofs in goal. Absolute screamer. 2 goals for Harvey Elliott, 2 goals for England, and it's 2-1. It's 2-1. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Harvey Elliott puts England into the final. And his transfer price tag has just gone up. Someone told me in the chat Liverpool should only be able to get about 20 million quid for him. Someone was trying to tell me in the chat before 20 million quid is all Harvey's worth. Yeah. You could add another 0 on that and that might be closer to it. There's no way you're getting Harvey Elliott for 20 million quid. 11 goals in 12 matches for Harvey Elliott. He's absolutely wonderful. He's absolutely unbelievable. He needs more game time. He deserves more game time. Now Netherlands coming forward. Good save by Beadle. Netherlands are pushing forward to get that equaliser. Robert 14, weird question. Do you like cooking your bacon with olive oil? I don't like bacon. Honestly, it's one of the mad things a lot of people just love, and I really don't. Yeah, wouldn't bother me if I never had bacon again. Probably only had it a handful of times in my entire life. Don't love it. BCFC bench, he's the boy, is Elliott. Absolute screamer. Ronnie Dodge, I went to see the F1 movie today. It was alright. Only alright. Clayton, Harvey Elliott doesn't even have 100 appearances at Liverpool. I thought he would. No, he's, to be honest, you should look at the minutes as well. If you look at his minutes per goal contribution, he's actually very good. Because he gets a lot of assists and a lot of goals, given he comes off the bench a lot of the time. BCFC Benji, Christ, put us in the final, don't jinx it. Quers, hey man, how's it going? I'm good, mate, thank you, how are you? Svamandula, Everton are going to play in Europe. Everton are going to play in Europe. No, they're not. No, they're not. Everton are more likely to go down than they are to play in Europe. Robert 14, I sure like bacon. Many people do. It's just not really my thing, to be honest. Kieran, it was a masterclass from Lee Carsley coming second in the group. I still think Germany had battered us, though. Germany would absolutely batter this England team. Michael, Harvey Elliott has added a good few million onto his valuation if he leaves Liverpool. You'd think so, wouldn't you? And here we go. Here's Wanyeri at the other end. Chance for England to kill the game off, maybe. No. Takes it into the corner. Well done. Here's Elliot Anderson. Good play. Good play. Daniel, the captain's armband added +5 shot power. Gav's highlights, I would say around 35 million for Harvey Elliott. Well, Brighton have bid 45, so Oh, here we go. Ref's changing the ball. Ball's gone flat, I think. Oh, no, it's not. It's just a drop ball. How often do you don't see drop balls in football anymore, really, do you? Mad, that. Daria, England win. I think so, Daria. I think so. Kieran Baines, Harvey Elliott to Ipswich. I'm sure Ipswich have 35 million for him. He'll get some game time at Portman Road. Daniel, have you had a bacon sandwich? No, I don't think I have. I think the only time I've ever had bacon is like on a fry up, like when you've gone to like a hotel or whatever, and usually what we do. Usually, if we go to a hotel like me and my missus, and we get like a, you know, if it's like a full English or whatever as a breakfast in the morning, I usually I was gonna say I usually take her sausage and she has my bacon. That's usually what happens. We swap the bacon for the sausage. So yeah, that's the only time I've ever eaten bacon, if it's been on a full English in the morning. And if I could choose not to have it and I'd have extra sausage, I'd rather that. Partial to the extra sausage. Max Morstead fan, who do you support, mate? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Liverpool fan. Right, Harvey Elliott is getting plaudits from all of his teammates there as he leaves the pitch. Reese is Venegorda Hesselink not playing. No, Lucas Venegorda Hesselink is off. He's a sub. Alfie Weatherall, what minutes is it now, mate? It is... what minute is it? 91 minutes. And you've got 5 minutes of added on time. So there's 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go here at the end of the second half. End of second half. NRMLGB, next season is for Man United to go down. Ronnie Dodge, I love pigs in blankets, especially. Oh, okay, hang on a minute. Yeah, I have to hold my hands up. The only time I've had bacon is just bacon is on a full English, but I have had pigs in blankets. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's just like a slightly crispier sausage. Like, yeah. So I have had pigs in blankets at Christmas time. So yeah, I have had bacon. That's probably a lie then, isn't it? But I've never just had bacon, just bacon. It's not my thing. Max Morstedt, I'm a fan of Max Morstedt, so I'm cheering Germany on. Yeah, I would have guessed that, mate. Yeah, well, he was a very good player in the under-19s, and he was absolutely fantastic. He plays for Hoffenheim, doesn't he, Max Morstedt? So looking forward to see how he gets on next season. He almost looks like a Volta-made regen, doesn't he? Like another Volta-made. Here's England coming forward to try and make this 3. Take it into the corner. Don't try and knock it forward. Just keep it. Premier League Dad's fan club has completed the first stage of the club quest and unlocked club cheers. All fans can now send it to celebrate. I don't know what that means, but that's amazing. Thank you. Alfie, what sausages do you rate most highly? This is just becoming a little bit silly now, isn't it? Because we're just all childish laughing at sausage. Just honestly, just like the chunkier the better. Just the chunkier the better. I like a nice thick sausage. Yeah, a nice thick sausage, like a Lincolnshire or something like that. I like it. Like, I don't like Cumberland. Don't like the old circle. And I'll tell you what I don't mind. Whenever I've gone up to Scotland, because like I said, we've got family up in Scotland. When I have gone up to Scotland, they do a square sausage in Scotland, don't they? Square sausage and haggis. Haggis is great. BCFC, thoughts on James Beadle overall? I think he should have done better with the Netherlands goal, albeit it was a very, very creative finish. But I think, yeah, he's done all right. He's done all right, but he probably should have done a bit better with the goal. Mark Russell Davis, opinions on a Swiss women's team, ranked 23rd in the world, losing 7-1 to a Swiss club's under-15s. Yeah, no opinion on it, mate. No opinion on it. Rubes, hey Key, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Daniel, you've got to have it in a sandwich with white bread with ketchup. Have you tried pigs in blankets? I've tried pigs in blankets, but I've not had just bacon solely, other than on a full English, yeah. Ben, I'd love us to keep Harvey. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I think he deserves more playing time, and he isn't going to get that at Liverpool. Whichever way we dress it up, we'd be selfish to keep him. We have to do the right thing for Harvey Elliott, and the right thing for Harvey Elliott is that he goes and he gets game time elsewhere. Ronnie, looks like Mbermo is coming to OT. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Looks like he's going. Pedri Lover and Miami have to beat PSG and Bayern just to get to the semis. Miami are out. They're out. Be yourself, Dylan. Gave my letter into Downing Street a few days ago. I feel more needs to be done for mental health. Wow. Okay, that's not. I didn't know you'd been to. I mean, I knew you'd been to London, but I didn't know you'd gone to Downing Street. That's cool, man. That's nice. What have you proposed? Have you proposed anything in particular, or what have you suggested? Mark Russell Davis, Sassamate is what we call it. It's a bit different to the square sausage, but so much better. Rosenborg. Oh, Rosenborg fluffed it. Hey, well, there you go. England have won. 2-1. 2-1. Right, we're done. 2-1 to England. That's get in there, Harvey Elliott. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Max Morstedt, I'm English, but a huge fan of Max Morstedt, so I want English to win, even if England make it too. BCFC Benji, winners. Harvey the hero as England seal their place in the final. Kieran Baines, are you doing Germany versus France game, mate? Yes, I am doing the Germany versus France game. If you haven't clicked up here and clicked like and subscribe, you really need to. You need to get over to YouTube. Search Premier League Dad, like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube now, click like and comment. And subscribe if you haven't already. I am live every single day on this channel. Please make sure you subscribe. We're live tonight for Germany against France. That kicks off at 8 p.m. Okay, 8 p.m. So I'll be live at about 7:30 for that one. Be yourself, Dylan. I've always had a passion for using my words and voice to create change and have a meaning. I like that. I like that. Yeah, you should try and do the best you can to influence positive change in the world. And mate, you've got a big platform for it. You should do it. Absolutely. Absolutely do it. Absolutely. Your stuff's really, really good. In terms of like bringing lots and lots of people together, I think it's nice. It's nice. Like I said, I honestly didn't realise that you were the person that you are. Like, we just talk back and forth loads of times, haven't we, on this channel? And then when you said you'd been to London, I was like, oh, clicked on your name and I saw and I was like, it's you, it's Dylan. So, yeah, Dylan, absolutely great stuff, mate. And I'm looking forward to hearing more as you, as hopefully you hear more from Downing Street and whatever. Maybe the Prime Minister can get off his backside and actually do something. Rubes, I'm at work. Alfie, have you seen any clear match fixing over your time watching football? No, I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, Chelsea is the one I'm sure you're going to talk about against Barcelona and Iniesta and that one. And no, I don't think there's any clear match fixing. James Greer, are you behind time as England have won? No, I've just not stopped the clock. But I have done it, yeah. James Greer, are you behind time? Oh, we've done that one. Max Morstedt, do you like Max? He's going to be the next Wirtz. What do you mean he's going to be the next? You obviously don't watch much of him then. He doesn't even play in the same position as Wirtz. He's nowhere near Wirtz. He's not the same player. That's like saying, I really like Peter Crouch. He's going to be the next Ryan Giggs. Be yourself, Dylan. Considering starting my own podcast and to talk with people who feel like they don't have a voice. Nice. Well, hey, love that. If I can help, if I can get involved, man, let me know. I love that. Love that idea. Ethan, the Van Persie one was terrible. Which Van Persie one? Which Van Persie one? Which Van Persie one are we on about? Alfie, pure disgraceful. Barcelona paid the ref in that game. I don't think they paid the ref. No, I don't think they paid the ref. I think Barcelona deserved to go through. Fully deserved to go through. There's some things I will accept. There's definitely some things I will accept where there's been some, like there you go, Adama, Hans Sager's paid off for Everton in 94, season's final game, looked suspect to me. That's an honest opinion. Yes, I'll take that point. Definitely. There have been some issues where you've had players who've been bribed to do certain things, and but it's generally only extended to like getting bookings, or like Matt Letizia admitted it, didn't he? Matt Letizia admitted that he was bribed or he was paid money to kick the ball out of play inside the opening 60 seconds in a game for Southampton. The ball got played to him and he went like that to launch it and kick it out of play. And it was going out of play, and one of his teammates like ran forward and headed it and kept it in. And he said, and then, because I'd been bribed, I'd been paid, and it was like the Singapore Mafia or something like that who was backing him or something. He said I was then chasing the ball about for the next like 40 seconds like a madman, trying to get the ball out for a throw-in, and thankfully he said it did, but that's the only time I've ever dabbled in it. And he said I never did it again because I was so terrified that I'd not be able to come through with what they needed. Alfie, I need Dortmund to win and Fluminense to score, and the bet wins. Well, listen, Alfie, stay with us, mate. Stay with us. Hopefully you've subscribed. Stay with us. Let us know how you're getting on in that one. Mark, Russell Davis, sausage, sassamate, bacon, tatty scone, toast beans, haggis, black pudding, beans and mushroom, elite. Not a fan of mushroom. Not a fan of mushroom, but the rest of it, absolutely bang on the money. Haggis and black pudding is beautiful. Ethan Van Persie, one where he was sent off against Barca in 2011, kicked the ball after the whistle and got a red. No, I don't think that was a. I think that was just a bad referee. You just got a bad ref on that day. Max Morstedt, Wirtz plays as a striker. No, he doesn't play as a striker. Wirtz does not play as a striker. Michael, the England team that won the Under-21 in 2023 was a much better team than the current one. No goals conceded when they won. Players like Trafford, Harwood Bellis, Gibbs White, Cole Palmer, Anthony Gordon. Alfie, I'll sub now. Really enjoying this channel. Cheers, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Anyone else who wants to sub, you'd be on my friends list if you haven't. Go and sub, please do. We're trying to race to 6,000 subs. So if you can go and sub on YouTube, you'll make me a very, very happy man. But we're going to be live again in about 30 minutes or so. About 30 minutes we'll be live for Germany against France, which is the other semi-final. Will England be facing Germany in the final in Bratislava in a few days' time? Let me know what you're thinking. I'm going to end the stream shortly, and we can go back through all the questions. Any questions I've not covered off, I'm really, really sorry. I'll be live again at 7:30. I'm just going to go and get a quick drink and maybe something to eat because I've not had anything to eat, really. And I'll be back at 7:30 for Germany-France. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Let me know your predictions and all that. And I'll see you in 30 minutes. Take it easy.